and he hits him, bro.
Yeah.
That's when Daredevil starts coming in his ass.
The whole sequence is 10 out of 10 perfection.
Do you think which scene is better, that one or the rooftop?
I was about to ask.
Kiss me already.
Well,
or the rooftop with in the original show with Punisher and Daredevil.
hello everyone. Welcome to the new episode of the Broader Complex podcast. As you might, be noticing, today is a special episode, not for us really, but because we're going to be talking about...
we reached 1 million subscribers.
Well, no, we reached like...
We're attorneys of law. Some would say we're attorneys of law.
So for today...
You mean Wilson Fisk?
You mean Wilson Fisk?
For today, as you might be noticed, we're going to be reviewing Daredevil Born Again. We're also going to be going through first a little King of the Hill game, which we're going to get onto in a minute. And then we're going to go through some predictions for the future of the show. And then we're going to end, like I said, in the game. Before we get started, please do subscribe. Our socials,
it does go a long way.
Our socials are all in the description. So if you want to go support us on Insta, on TikTok,
it's
anyone
free
else
if
you
you
want.
like the content and if you want to
Spotify,
see
all
more.
that stuff.
That's the best bit.
We're gonna keep on doing this regardless of how big or how small our
Inshallah.
channel becomes, because we really enjoy doing this. So if you want to stick around with us,
It's
still,
much appreciated.
Yeah, there's still a lot more to
water
come.
and I left it there.
no water for you.
No water for me.
Okay, well, with that said, I think that's all the housekeeping out of the way.
Now on to the
I'd
ads.
say let's just start. They might be a long episode.
The ads today are about butt plugs, as you can see. So
He's cosplaying a butt plug.
he's going to play a butt plug.
Okay, so today we're going to be playing the King of the Hill game,
Why is this
and the
not-
topic. Don't interrupt me when I'm
When he's
starting
explaining
up a segment.
Yeah, go. This is because this is a
Jesus
drag.
Christ.
This is not. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so right now we're going to be playing King of the Hill Superhero MMA Edition, right? So basically it's going to be a bracket-style game where different characters are going to go up against each other in an MMA-style fight. No powers allowed, just pure physical and combat ability. And it's going to be based on your three's decision to decide who goes up and who eventually stands at the top of the hill. All right? You guys ready?
It's a bracket. You've probably seen bracket
Yeah.
before.
We've done it plenty of times on the channel before.
But we're all about hills because life is a hill that everyone's trying to climb.
Preach.
As I said before, this is superhero MMA, so any superhero will count.
Okay.
Right? No powers.
All right.
First, we have Shang-Chi versus Omni-Man.
Shang-Chi.
That was an easy one. That was
the easiest thing I've ever come up with. Omni-Man with no powers, a normal...
He's a normal human.
Bang your human, bro.
Normal human with a cool mustache. That's
Okay, second one. We got Iron Fist versus Prime Conor McGregor.
Iron Fist.
Was this not just
Now,
superheroes?
this is Prime Conor
Doesn't
McGregor.
matter.
To be fair, I thought it was just superheroes.
That does a few extras. I know.
Superheroes
There's
and
no
friends.
Conor McGregor had powers, bro.
No, Iron Fist is actually the strongest.
Yeah,
No, Iron Fist.
Iron
He
Fist.
defeated a dragon with no powers.
And at the end of the day, Conor McGregor is not doing crack.
Can Conor McGregor do that?
True. What about Conor McGregor in Roadhouse?
I mean, you did say Prime. Prime Conor
Yeah.
McGregor is one of the best fighters of all
Iron
time.
Fist defeated a dragon with no powers.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going Iron Fist, obviously.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, Prime McGregor was one of the best fighters of all time.
Okay. Next we have
John Jones.
Next we have Daredevil versus Ra's al Ghul from DC. Which you don't know is the
Daredevil
Wait, but
without
is
powers,
Daredevil
it's
just a blind man?
bro.
yeah.
It's a blind
Well,
youth.
then
Ra's
yeah,
al
well,
Ghul,
then,
obviously.
Hey, who's Ra's al Ghul?
He trained
He's like the leader of the...
Well, to be fair,
the
Stick,
assassin.
his mentor, he is also blind and he has none of the Daredevil's abilities, and he's still like peak fighter. So you
Yeah,
can also
but-
take that into consideration.
But he
He's so blind, man.
would just be dead.
Yeah,
as
but
black.
Ra's al Ghul without his powers, he just
Bro, if I throw him a bank eye, bro, he's not going to see it coming, literally.
Because
I mean, I don't know much about Ra's al Ghul.
he's only alive because of
Of his powers.
The Lazarus pit.
Yeah, but that's not his powers. That's the pit.
I know, but it's
It's not his powers.
What are his powers?
he's just a good swordsman.
Yeah, I will go with Ra's al Ghul. I think.
Okay.
No. I mean, me personally,
Bro, he's
I'll have
putting
one
his
to
whole
fix it.
ass nose on my fucking do-rag, bro. It's going to be nose jizz.
I'm not putting it up my nostrils, mate.
Okay, next we have
He's sniffing on my
Elektra.
dandruff.
Elektra versus Lady Shiva from DC.
Okay. Electra.
Yeah.
Electra. Okay.
Shiva.
She's
she's
Damian
like a-
Wayne's mother.
Wait, if this is MMA, wait, I just realized if this is MMA, do they have weapons?
No.
Electra is
isn't
so
Russia?
strange.
Yeah, no, but isn't Russia just a swordsman?
Yeah.
So without
That's
the
what I
sword,
said. Yeah.
he's fuck all.
Yeah.
So he's fuck all
Yeah, the
against the blind
Daredevil,
man.
bro. The Daredevil. The fuck?
Yeah, I that's what I was saying.
He's just a
Yeah,
sword.
yeah, then there we go with Daredevil instead.
So we go with Daredevil instead.
Well,
Okay.
even if let's say he has this stick ability, I could him as his mentor, then yeah.
So Electra versus Lady Shiva, we're going Electra.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we got Captain America versus Battle Beast.
Are you counting the serum as power?
Yes, I am.
So he just
So
against Battle Beast.
Yeah, but Battle Beast without his powers, he's just a lion, like a normal lion.
So
No, but
skinny ass
but
human
that's
against
not-
a
no,
lion.
but
That's his people. They're sentient.
no,
lions.
I'm
That's
gonna
not his power.
Yeah, I'm gonna count that as a power. He's just a normal lion. For the
So
future.
a twink against a lion. That's what we have right now.
Yeah.
How is that
The
even
lion.
MMA?
That's not even MMA anymore.
It was the lion.
What? Then the lion.
Yeah, the lion. But like, what normal human is beating a lion? Maybe Iron Fist.
I'll be a lion.
Iron Fist, probably. Yeah, Iron Fist.
You don't
Next,
beat a fucking chicken jockey, mate.
next we got Black
Fucking
Panther versus John Jones.
Black Panther.
No, without the heart-shaped arm. And John Jones
He
is
needs
like
to-
twice his
That
size.
doesn't need to be the strongest in Wakanda to get the king to
True,
get the
he
title
does.
of.
He does.
Yeah, I
he
think
does.
it's what. I think.
To be fair, he does beat the shit out of Mombaku,
Yeah.
and he is like the size of John Jones.
I think it's Black Panther.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the tactical ability of John Jones, so I'm going with John Jones.
True, and the groundwork.
Groundwork and the test that John Jones is for sure bossing.
That is true.
I'm personally.
That doesn't back up
You're
the power.
telling me that the king of Wakanda would lose hand-to-hand combat against John Jones?
against the
Realistically, if John Jones was born in Wakanda, he would be Black Panther. If you think about it,
I guess.
according to
Yes. I'm not going with whichever. Both are good fighters, so I'm not.
So we go with John Jones. Okay. Next we got Wolverine versus Deathstroke.
That's true.
This is probably the
Deathstroke.
No way.
Yes.
Wolverine-
Wolverine just.
He's a samurai, bro.
Yeah.
No, he knows. Wolverine knows every martial art
Is he?
because and every
I
fighting
never saw
style.
Wolverine throwing Bankai.
He doesn't
around.
really use them though. He normally just
Yeah, I
uses
know,
pure
he doesn't.
rage.
So does Deathstroke.
Deathstroke was
Yeah.
literally. He's actually like.
Deathstroke's like the perfect
I
marksman.
think I think this is a harder
Wait, does
fight
he
than
actually?
you guys
Wolverine
are.
know every martial art.
But Deathstroke
Yeah.
he's lived for.
Yeah,
Why would he?
he is one of the best fighters in martial.
Never,
Wait, are you
never
gonna-
saw him throw a kick around.
Are you gonna consider his
True.
Deathstroke's IQ as a power?
Yeah, the IQ stays like that's not.
Because no, but he has an abnormal IQ. That's why he's also so good at fighting.
I'm going with Deathstroke.
Yeah, that's true.
Deathstroke, I think so.
Even with
Objection. I'm going with
even
Deathstroke.
with just one eye,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Better than blind, mate.
go on his blind spot. Hook.
Especially without the.
Okay, next we
Okay,
have
yeah.
Black Widow versus Black Canary.
Oh,
Black Canary, by the way,
Pretty much
I know you guys don't really know this so much, but she's like one of the best hand-to-hand fighters.
Oh, I knew
in
that.
DC Comics.
everyone knew that. I think I'm gonna go with Black Canary on that one.
Well, but Black Widow's from the Red Room though.
That is true.
Oh,
And she actually has no
I'm
power.
going Black
so-
Widow because Black Widow's fighting like aliens and shit. Black Canary, like she does do that sometimes, but it's because of the scream. Black Widow's never had no scream or
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, I'm going Black
ah,
Widow.
Black
Yeah.
Widow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next we have Taskmaster versus Khabib.
Khabib.
I presume Taskmaster doesn't have his abilities.
Who's
No.
Khabib?
So
He's a
Taskmaster again is just a normal human.
Oh, I know who it is.
A normal human against Khabib. Khabib wins, bro.
Bro, 3 to 4 years in Dagestan, they forget.
Yeah.
Next we have Moon Knight versus Bane.
Moon Knight.
Is Bane?
Wait, actually, no. Bane. Moon Knight's dying instantly, actually.
Yeah.
Because Moon Knight's fighting style is getting hit. So,
And Bane is like.
Bane
Bro,
is built
have
like
you
a-
seen how Bane looks in
yeah.
the new Absolute Batman
Yeah.
comic?
Well,
Because Batman, you know, where the new run where he's huge.
yeah.
Bro, Bane is twice the size of him.
he's built like a
Like-
skyscraper.
Like one of his tits is like the size of Batman. It's insane.
Have you seen that he kicked a child?
Yeah.
Well, in the comic or real life?
No,
Batman in the comic.
Bane
yeah.
in real life. Or Batman in real life.
Okay.
Whichever.
Next we have Bullseye versus Invincible.
Bullseye.
I'm
Yeah.
actually going to want to talk
Mark-
about Bullseye later on.
Mark
Um,
is so shit at fighting. Let's be
Bullseye.
honest. Yeah.
He's not bad at fighting. Like, he said
Mark.
Oh.
Invincible.
Bro,
Oh, yeah.
The cloth is covering his hearing, bro.
Okay, next we have Punisher versus Jason Todd Red Hood.
Just a thought.
Oh,
Punisher doesn't really know how to fight. Like, he knows the he's he knows how to fight in terms of like military
Jason
ways.
Todd.
But Jason Todd got trained by one of the
Fair,
best.
I second that.
That is true. He does not like
Jason
the
Todd.
Jason
Ways of
Todd.
Shadows.
Jason
weapons. Okay.
And keep in mind, you can't use weapons.
Yeah,
Okay, next we have Gamora versus Wonder Woman.
come on.
Now, this is a
The
bit
Gamora.
of a size class different, like a weight class
But
different.
are we gonna forget that Gamora got brought up fighting Nebula like every
Yeah,
other day? Got trained by Thanos.
So it's a thing. This would
Wonder
be a
Woman's just like
fight,
obstacle courses, bro.
Yeah, this would be a fight between like pure skill and just sheer strength.
What do you mean sheer strength?
But they
She has
don't
no
have their
powers.
Yeah, but
She's a regular woman.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman keeps her size. She's big.
Is she?
She's not that big.
She's not 6'9". Fucking. She's not big
She's not
enough.
built like Bane.
Okay, I do think
One of her tits
Yeah,
is not
they
the
fell.
size of Batman, bro.
I think
Yeah.
that is
I
true.
will.
Okay, so Gamora takes that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next we have Batman.
Make sure you write them down right.
Versus Conquest.
Batman. What the hell? Conquest is just an old geezer.
Just an old dude
Yeah.
with no hand.
Yeah.
Poor guy doesn't even have an arm.
Okay,
so
next we
lonely.
have Nightwing versus one of the best fighters of all time, at least in my personal opinion, George St. Pierre. So
Isn't that like a
GSP.
brand?
No, GSP.
Yeah. Nightwing, bro.
Nightwing, mate.
Nightwing's
I
Levels
think
of
George
Batman.
would take this personally.
How?
against Nightwing.
Did George
And
get trained by
Nightwing levels
Batman,
up to
bro?
Batman, bro.
The ground fighting is insane.
Ground fight.
Nightwing
Yeah.
used to be an acrobat.
The BJJ.
His ground fighting is crazy, bro. He strangles people with just his legs
To
walking
be fair,
standing.
he has no power, and he's fought Killer Croc. So.
So, what are you talking about?
Next time we have Green Arrow versus Israel Alasanya.
Israel.
I'm gonna be honest. I assume all of these
Green
shit
Arrow's a
names
good
are
fighter,
MMA
but
fighters,
he's
right?
not-
I just don't know about.
Yeah, Israel, that's not.
Yeah, Green Arrow is more
Not
than
gonna lie, Israel Asanya is fucking washed now. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
he is.
He used to be one of my
Both
favorite
of them.
fighters.
Ever since he was.
Oh, and so only people from MMA that I know is Conor McGregor and John Jones and the guy that did the.
That's Israel on this one, yeah.
That's that one is Israel, honestly.
Is it?
The guy that does the anime
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Who's the guy, the bearded guy that I'm gonna assume is like
There's so many
Arabic?
bearded guys.
No, but
Khabib,
popular. Yeah, Khabib.
Khabib.
Okay, that's the guy.
Okay. Next, we have Damian Wayne versus Alex Pereira.
Damian Wayne, bro.
What?
Are you
Alex
being
Per-
serious?
It's Alex Pereira against a child.
Oh.
A child that was trained by the League of Assassins.
That's fine. He's
See,
still a
he
child.
knows like the pressure points that will just incapacitate him, bro.
That's a good point.
All of these are yours because I don't know the second person.
Yeah, bro.
So,
Alex Pereira's not losing to a child. I think
Alex
it is
Pereira,
fair to
bro.
say.
Alex Pereira is not even that good.
Yes, he is.
He's
Shama.
he's good.
Shama.
He literally lost his last fight against what's his name? The guy he lost the title already.
Volkanovski.
No.
Bro, his ground game shit. So like
Yeah,
Damian will
stronger.
just get
That's
in his
seven,
crevice and touch him up.
I love that one fight that he had recently-ish, where like just before he knocks out the guy, he like kicks him in the balls, and the ref goes.
That was
like,
not
"So-"
recent, bro.
Well, ish. In terms of his fights, kicks in the balls, and the ref goes stop it, and Alex just
He
like
just stops and then
nah.
just whacks him.
boom boom.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, well, so somehow the child is winning against.
of course, bro.
Shama.
Because he's not gonna get hit.
Next, we have Aquaman versus Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse. Bro, Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
Oh, he doesn't have any
Aquaman.
fighting ability, bro.
No, Aquaman is not.
Well, he has like the
Well,
Atlantean.
Mighty Mouse is the most technical fighter of all time. So,
I just don't know the MMA fighter.
well, Mighty Mouse.
No,
He
it's
is
Mickey
a
Mouse,
Mighty
but on steroids.
No, it is a use.
All right, now we're that was the starter round.
Did you write them all down? Or?
Yeah, I did. Okay,
Good boy.
next we have Chang-Chi versus Iron Fist.
That's
Ooh, that's
the
big
toughest
fight,
one. Yeah,
big
that
fight.
will be the end one. Whoever gets through here probably wins it all.
Win, yeah. I want to say.
Iron
They
Fist.
both
Iron
fought
Fist.
dragons.
Yeah, but Iron Fist fought without powers.
True.
Shang-Chi had the rings now.
Well, so if we're going based on comics, Chang-Chi, I'm pretty sure he trained Iron Fist at one point.
No, he trained Spider-Man.
Because Chang-Chi is like the peak of martial arts.
So
Was-
Iron Fist.
Yeah, but I think Chang-Chi is
The
still
Iron
above
Fist beat a dragon.
I think Iron Fist. Because I
Iron Fist
prefer the
beat
character, so.
I'm pretty sure Chang-Chi would has also beat equal level of threats.
I
in
don't
the
know
comic.
why, but I'm feeling like going with Shang-Chi.
I'm feeling Iron
I'm
Fist.
saying Iron
I
Fist.
might just
bro.
be biased, though. I might
Iron
just be
Fist is
biased.
such a better character than Shang-Chi.
I mean, it is your.
Well, Iron
decision.
Fist beat a dragon without powers, bro.
Yeah, that's a good point, though.
Shang-Chi always had
Just
the ring.
pure hands, and he beat a dragon.
Damn.
Kind of
Okay,
happy Iron Fist.
well, Iron Fist wins then.
It's so sad how shit they made Iron Fist, bro.
Yeah, they give him fucking.
In
And
the
then they
show,
made them transfer his
Actor
powers.
wasn't good, I don't think, and they made the whole.
The actor wasn't bad.
Because it's so much better. No, he was such a. Not to use the buzzword, but twink, bro.
All right.
I don't
Next
think we can
fight,
use that word regardless.
we got a fight of lovers. We got Daredevil versus Elektra.
Daredevil's just a blind guy.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, without his powers, Elektra.
Yeah, Elektra.
Okay. Next, we have Battle Beast, so just a lion, versus John Jones.
The lion.
Lion.
No,
Doesn't matter, bro.
John
It's a
Jones
lion.
was taking out the
Also, I
lion.
can't believe
not.
he wrote this whole list and he didn't put any of the Bucky universe here.
Yeah,
Okay,
true.
it wasn't anime. It was superhero MMA.
It was superheroes, so you threw it.
So you threw in the lion,
the superhero.
Conor McGregor.
They're the superhero MMA. They are the MMA side. They come.
Whatever.
Wait,
like
no,
he
come
shouldn't
on,
run
let's give more thought.
No,
If you think
no,
about it,
bro.
Bro,
A 300-pound fucking lion
bro.
against a human, bro. It doesn't matter. What are you gonna do? Put him in a guillotine?
A 9'9" ape against John Jones. Oh, John Jones got him, bro. You put in the headlock.
Listen,
What is he doing to a fucking lion, bro? Nothing.
Yeah, no, bro, come on. Let's not even waste time with this.
Dana White to disagree with you right now.
Dana White loves sucking his balls, so
He does, to be fair.
Bro, he's gonna hit by
Right,
guys
hold on,
against
though.
the leg torn off.
He's wait, this John Jones, right?
Yeah.
He's avoiding Tom Aspinall and you think he's gonna fight a lion?
He's stuck Thomas.
I love you,
he
John.
wants 6 months straight for him. Crazy.
Subscribe, John Jones.
Next, we have
He's busy beating his wife right now.
Deathstroke. Oh my God.
He's training for the Aspinall fight.
Where's Tony Ferguson on this list?
Deathstroke versus Black Widow.
Deathstroke. Result.
Well, Black Widow, Paul.
Black Widow is
I mean,
more-
not because I did ask. Like, Deathstroke has like an abnormal IQ. He can pretty much use his whole brain. Like that allows him to be a very good fighter.
Good for him, man. He knows how to produce milk. I don't fucking know, man. Because he can use his whole brain.
How does that help him produce milk?
Because he can knows the formula.
Lactate.
I mean, I'm not. Both are good fighters. Both are.
I'm gonna go
with Black Widow.
both are not making it past Iron Fist. So.
True. I mean, Iron Fist is won the whole
Yeah, Iron Fist gonna win. Like, I'm sorry to spoil it.
Telling you
It's
now.
winning.
thing. Yeah, unfortunately.
Still, you.
Well, the final is gonna be Iron Fist and the Lion. That is the final.
yeah. I mean, yeah, because they don't have weapons. There's no way Deathstroke's beating a lion.
Okay,
Maybe
so
Bane, actually.
Black
Yeah.
Widow and
He just
Deathstroke.
suplexed a
Black
lion.
Widow.
Okay. Next, we have Khabib versus Bane.
Bane.
Bane, bro. Jesus, Khabib would get molested.
Wait, what Bane are you talking about? The Absolute Universe or the?
Any Bane.
The one where the Batman is one of his tits,
Bro,
bro.
he'll do a backbreaker. Khabib's never.
Also, Bane is like one of the smartest technical fighters.
Yeah, he's
in
also.
DC.
Really?
He's literally like
He's
a professional
extremely-
I
level.
don't like the way they portrayed Bane in every show or film, which is always like, apart from maybe the Batman film, that he's always like just dumb.
Yeah, like he is one of the smartest.
Like,
he
the
outsmarts
The
Batman
way
in the
that I view
comics.
Bane is very strong,
remember
very
Bane showing
big,
up in the
but oompa loompa.
Batman 3.
No, he's very
Tom
smart.
Hardy.
Yeah, I hate that they portrayed him like that.
Well, he said the Batman.
No, but you know,
in the movie.
In
That's
the
what
movie,
I
yeah,
mean.
with Tom Hardy. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well,
He was
next,
actually good Bane.
next we have Bullseye
bigger.
versus Gamora.
Bullseye.
Gamora's a very good fighter.
Gamora is the deadliest woman in the galaxy.
Yeah,
Gamora.
in a galaxy.
Bullseye. If Bullseye is powers, Bullseye, obviously.
No,
To
but
be
the thing
fair-
is, but the thing is, there's not like, but Bullseye can literally kill.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure in the comics, he's literally like taking out his tooth and killed someone
Yeah,
with it.
yeah, he kills a prison guard by taking out his
Can he
tooth.
do that?
That might happen next season, though.
Well, that's against the MMA rules, but you technically win.
You're also putting a lion in the case, bro.
You're being
Like,
disqualified.
are we allowing that? If we're allowing that Bullseye.
Yeah,
no, but he doesn't have his powers.
that's a,
Yeah, true,
No, but,
true,
but
true, true,
that's
true.
not power.
No, that is his power.
It is.
Oh, it's ability.
that's actually a good question. Can the lion bite, or is that not allowed? So he just has to throw hands.
the lion.
Does the lion have to grapple?
Yeah, Gamora on that one. Go on.
All right. Next, we have Red Hood versus Batman. Ooh, what a fight!
Batman.
Batman, yeah, Batman
Yeah,
taught him.
the
He
teacher.
taught him everything now, and he has beat him.
And he
in
has
the
the
comics.
bucking monks.
Tibetan, bro.
Sorry, let's go.
Next, we have Nightwing versus Israel Adesanya. Nightwing, yeah. Israel Adesanya, especially
What?
now. What? Okay.
Subscribe, though, if you're watching Israel.
Next, and
Not Israel, the country overall. I mean, if they're watching as well, do subscribe if you want. I don't think they're
now
watching.
for the end of the quarterfinals, we have Damian Wayne versus Mighty Mouse. Same height?
Damian Wayne.
Really?
He's an assassin. Bro.
He's a professional assassin. You don't need powers to be an
Why is he
assassin.
called Mighty Mouse?
Because he's very small.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like your
He's
son, I
like the
think.
lightest division possible, bro.
How tall is he?
smaller
No,
than
I
you.
would just. Oh,
I think he's like 5'4" or something.
Oh, that's small.
Yeah.
So.
But he's one of the most technical fighters of all
Fucking
time,
hell.
bro.
Wait, Dwayne? No, Dwayne Johnson. What was the other one? The other one.
Damian Wayne.
Wait, he's 5'4".
He's a child.
Well, he's a
Oh,
child.
he's a child. Oh, good point.
My
he's-
mouse is 5'4".
He's an assassin.
What did we choose?
Damian Wayne.
I'll go with the crowd.
Okay.
Of course, you do your sheet.
The people.
The people.
So now going back from the bottom, we have Nightwing versus Damian Wayne.
Damian Wayne.
Really? Wait, Nightwing knows.
Nightwing.
No, it's what happened where they go against one
Yeah.
another. Nightwing is not even trying to harm it,
yeah.
and he subdues
Yeah,
him.
Nightwing.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. Nightwing.
Damian Wayne has defeated Jason Todd in the comics, but not Nightwing.
Yeah,
that's why I say Nightwing.
I didn't even hear it.
Then it's Batman versus Gamora.
Batman, bro.
Gamora.
Batman.
That's the Gamora. She's the deadliest woman in the universe. For
Batman has
No,
the Tibetan
Batman,
monks.
Yeah, he does have the Tibetan.
And he's extremely intelligent also.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. And we're talking about like
Tibetan
fighting.
monk?
That's like.
It's like it's his excuse.
Have you
for
realized that about like Batman goes
He
against
learned
insane
this from
threats
Batman.
by just
but he has
using
gadgets
hands.
and shit.
Yeah.
But he can't
he
use the
doesn't need-
gadgets.
Like Gamora just has her sword when you think about it.
No, but no sword here. So it's planned. It's
but
Batman,
we
bro.
think about it, Yeah,
It is Batman.
Next.
Okay. Next we have Black Widow versus Elektra.
Electra.
Black Widow.
Black Widow.
What are you saying?
Electra was trained by the hand.
True. She's. It's the same argument for Damian Wayne. She's a.
Black Widow's
assassin.
going against fucking aliens
Sure,
by
that's
herself.
true.
And like no power. She's
Yeah,
never had
Electra
powers.
is gone against symbiotes as well.
Well, if Elektra died and then had to be
But she can be
revived.
like more powerful than ever.
Okay. Next we have Battle Beast versus Bane.
So Lion against Bane.
Also, Black Widow takes the 19
Bane
inches
was
of
definitely
pulse.
suplex a lion. So I'm going with Bane.
the lion in the headlock.
I'm going with Bane.
What are you saying?
Bane.
Against a lion, bro.
Yeah.
Bane was fucking suplex.
No, but if you think about it, he's just a human. So
Yeah, but it's still the size of Bane.
Put the Rock, but bigger against a lion.
Bro, it's a fucking lion, mate.
It's a lion.
Yeah, but it's
How big is the lion?
It's a small lion.
What's a small
What's
lion?
a small
cub.
cub?
No. like
Nah, the lion.
nah, Bane.
The lion.
I want to go with Bane because they're the realistic. But with the Venom, it'd be Bane.
Yeah, because if he doesn't have the venom, then he's not even powered up or anything. He's just a wrestler.
He's just a wrestler, bro.
You're putting Khabib against a lion.
I think Khabib would.
Oh, man, you
But
are
you're not- no,
absolute
that's a
nuts,
joke, bro.
man.
Yeah, obviously. No, yeah, but so this lion is like.
What's the
It's
whole
not a
organization
huge
called?
lion.
It's a lion.
For
bro.
MMA?
It comes from Battle Beast.
UFC?
UFC.
Hmm.
UFC. Put Khabib and the lion in the ring.
So what are we saying?
Khabib doesn't fight anymore. He's
No, we're
retired.
saying lion.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, the final's gonna be Iron Fist against Lion.
And Iron Fist would win that because he beat a dragon.
Okay. So yeah, now we have Batman versus Nightwing.
Batman, I think.
Batman, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so.
Well,
the Tibetan
yeah.
monks, mate.
Tibetan
but
monks.
Nightwing does beat him like eventually in
No,
the comics.
Yeah, but Batman.
But Tibetan monks, though.
everything that because he trained him.
Lakers in 5.
Then we have so Black Widow is basically the women's winner of the MMA.
Representative.
But so yeah, so like, I'm just gonna take her.
Vanessa,
Out.
would you?
Care to join me?
Care to join me? Care
So
to
yeah,
join me?
so
Where's
so
Vanessa on this?
Black Widow versus
A lion.
the lion.
The lion wins.
Okay.
Who do you think win, Bane or Kingpin?
Bane.
Probably Bane. Right?
Now,
Oh, that would be a good one. Maybe next time you do the topic.
okay, now
He's this guy getting fired.
so the final.
It's the
it's
lion
gonna
against
be-
Iron Fist, and Iron Fist wins.
Now it's gonna be 3 characters, right? All in the ring, and to see who comes out on top. It's
Iron
like
Fist.
WWE match.
Free
So
for all.
It's
Okay.
Iron Fist
Uh-huh.
versus Battle Beast, but as just a lion versus Batman.
Iron
Iron
Fist.
Fist.
You think Iron Fist?
Yeah, let's not even talk about this.
Iron Fist beat a dragon.
Iron
so-
Fist hands to hand against Batman. He wins. If you have something to say, comment down below. But Iron Fist wins.
Yeah, I
Bro, like
think so.
he was just a guy and he beat a dragon with his bare fists, bro. Batman ain't doing that. No matter if he has 13 million Tibetan monks behind him. So Iron Fist, bro.
Iron Fist, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Realistically, Batman will get mauled by the lion.
I mean, yeah, how is Batman beating a lion?
I mean,
Sorry, but yeah.
the thing is, he's going against Killer Croc.
Yeah, but he's in
Yeah.
a cage.
Yeah, he can.
Is he in a cage? Put Batman in a cage with Killer Croc in an octagon.
Yeah, he's taking it.
taking it from Killer Croc, the 19 inches of Killer Croc.
Regardless, I think Iron Fist is a better hand-to-hand combat.
Bro, Batman's not.
Combatant.
If you put Batman and a lion in an octagon, like nobody.
The lion was such a dumb one.
Batman,
Mate.
like
Most of these characters
bro.
lost because of the fucking lion.
Bro, Batman, like he gets stabbed by normal youths.
Now you put a lion with
You
a knife,
put him a
bro.
lion. You're putting a lion, and he's saying he's not gonna. He might win because it is Batman. But like he's gonna get fucking clipped, and Iron Fist is gonna be fucking smoking pot until he's done, and then just gonna one shot him, bro.
Yeah, no. Iron Fist would one-shot the lion and then
Yeah, but okay, I guess. Fair.
No, Iron
Well,
Fist takes it.
So
he defeated
like
a
we
dragon.
said, bro. Sorry, we spoiled it, but Iron Fist takes
yeah,
it.
the winner of the superhero MMA King of the Hill is Iron Fist. I think the
By the way, I can hear it. One of you piss yourselves. Let's resume.
what?
I can hear it.
Oh,
Because he's not there.
because he's him.
I was gonna say about your heartbeat, but
He's stupid.
So you can hear my heart be pissing.
So we're gonna review Daredevil Born Again
On Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus. We're gonna go around as usual. We first do a non-spoiler review, and then we're gonna go and spoil the whole show.
No,
When
not the
this
whole
comes
show.
out,
The
how many
first
episodes
six.
are out?
So when this comes out, the last episode it comes out. Shut the fuck up. When this comes out, the last episode is going to release in like 3 days. At the moment of recording, we've only watched 6. So by the time this comes out, the whole show is out. But one of the fun things that after
it?
the review, yeah,
Isn't this coming out in like? When there be one episode left?
yeah.
So not the whole show's out.
Yeah, there's one episode left.
So what are you saying? When this comes out, the whole show's out?
He literally said that the last episode will come out 3 days after this episode comes out.
Yeah, maybe
if you peeps paid attention.
3 days. It comes out on a Tuesday. So it's 4 days.
No,
I don't think that
Saturday,
viewer
Sunday,
cares. Big
Monday,
man.
Tuesday.
no, because release is on Tuesday.
Does it matter?
It doesn't. So yeah.
Whole bit's getting cut out.
Why? Careful. Oh my
I didn't even touch him.
No, my
You just-
phone.
I used my aura.
but
is on.
big man-
Let's get going. Oh my god.
I was about to defend you, bro. Big man did ask to not say, so let's just stop saying it because it makes it hard
so
for
yeah,
him.
so we're gonna go around now. Say our scores out of 10. Okay, so
So it's just the first 6 episodes. by
yeah,
the
just the
way.
first 6 episodes, and then after we review the show that we've seen so far, we're gonna say some predictions for the end of the season, and then for season 2. So by the time this comes out, those predictions would have happened or
All right.
not.
Do you want to take off the thing? Because I do want to look in your eyes.
No. I think it's better if you like that.
But then, like, people are gonna know my identity.
No, I think keep it.
There's 12 episodes with your face planted on it.
Yeah, but I'm not Rafa.
It's up to you. Okay, so this is the broader complex verdict on Daredevil
The first
Born
6
Again.
episodes are the. We
First
have
six
all watched the original show as well, so we do have the experience to talk about it. So
For me, I feel like I'm just gonna say the score,
Just
but
give-
I know, but for me, this is low for me.
give a damn score, brother.
Shut the fuck up and let me talk, yeah?
you talk about your pitch. Just give the damn fucking score already.
I was just gonna say
Give
that
the
for me
fucking
it's
score.
low, bro. I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
We give a 7.
Okay, so that's.
Okay, I'm okay with this. You know, high scores all around 7. That's
I
pushing
think,
it.
I think first of all, I think
Says the
overall.
motherfucker that gave Castlevania 10.
The way we review things, I think, is the best way. I think people tend to be because, like, we've put a lot of our reviews on TikTok already,
Yeah.
and people tend to sometimes disagree. For example, with Freerun, because they think, for example, if you give a show like a 7, people tend to think, okay, that's not great, and if you give it a 5, it means you hated the show.
Yeah.
But in fact, 5 is literally like
Average.
in the middle. It's
Decent,
average.
yeah.
To me, the way it works, if I give it a 9, it means it has maybe one major problem and then some minor ones. Like, for example, Arcane, major pacing problem. If I give it a 10, it doesn't have anything major, only like certain minor problems that bother me. But yeah, so we can get into a non-spoiler talk about the first 6
Yeah.
episodes of Daredevil. You gave it an 8.
Okay, now
Which
yeah,
is smiley low for me.
yeah. So explain your reasoning.
So, as
Don't
I've said
spoil it.
on the last episode, if you haven't watched it, go watch it, please. Like Daredevil is one of my favorite characters, so I'm already biased towards the show. I loved the initial show, and like I think it's one of the best superhero like shows of all time, even on top of Invincible. But like the first 6 episodes, I feel like, to me, without going into detail, of course, I think that the arc of Matt is a bit lackluster. Like his arc for the first 6 episodes. I think it does, and I'm kind of paraphrasing from the Hat Guy, if you guys know, but I agree with him when he said this. It's a very MCU thing to drag, stuff so they can just put out more content, and I think that kind of happened a little bit.
Drag. It's been 6 episodes.
Yeah, no, there's 3 episodes left, and
To be fair, that was something.
Wow. Okay.
If I
Just spoil it.
just spoil it. I'll bleep that part out.
Sorry, I do agree with him in terms of that is both a strong point and it's more of a strong point than a weak point. I'll be honest.
Heavy though.
Oh yeah, same.
we're on the same side. We can go into it later, but
This is actually more a strong point than a weak point. But I do agree with him in that part, which is it is a strong point because especially for someone like me that prefers like action stuff and could more easily than you guys get bored of the show. For me to still be that interested in it, even though there hasn't been that much action, just shows how good.
Hasn't been that much action, bro.
There wasn't a lot, bro.
There's been quite a few fights already. My one thing, like especially in the first episode, that I noticed, it was actually only in the first episode that I noticed, it looked a little too CGI.
Yes.
Like him on the roof, but it was only on that first episode.
Yeah.
Where, like, for example, when he like does a punch, like you can tell it's a little bit too CGI for me. But it was really just that first episode, so I was like,
and they don't do it often. Yeah, so the reason I gave it a 9 and not a 10, I think 10 is a bit crazy, especially when it's not fully out.
yeah, so far it might change with the
I'm a big fan of the original show. And for the people, they are saying, oh, this is not as good as the original show. They've ruined the character. They've ruined this character. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You guys don't know anything about the original show. You guys don't know anything about Daredevil, really, because it's crazy. This show...
Subscribe, please.
This show, and the MCU has done so much shit lately. And this show was almost going to be, a pile of ass. Because originally, this show was going to be 18 episodes. Matt doesn't put on the suit until the very last episode, and each episode was going to be very similar to episode 5. I'm going to get onto it, where it's just, Matt going around the MCU characters is, being a bit more like your friendly neighborhood lawyer, it's just being very like comedic, lighthearted stuff. All the other shit was stuff that were added afterwards. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only reason I gave it a 10, and it's like, obviously, again, it might change with maybe like one of the next episodes a fucking stinker, and the viewers watching being like, but I just
think it will.
I don't have one major issue with it. I have some minor things like the CGI.
You don't think episode 5 was a filler?
What happened on episode 5 again?
The bank.
The bank.
Oh no, that shit was sick.
Bro, I thought it was.
No, actually, no. I think that was absolutely necessary.
I know what he means.
I'm gonna get into spoilers, but there's a lot of things that happen that are missing from that episode that you can tell that it's an episode from the original idea that they had for the show, and it doesn't really fit.
No,
I thought the acting from a couple of characters was a little bit shit. Like, for example, from the banker, it seemed like it was his first time.
He's been on a Marvel show before.
Yeah,
but
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, I'm not. I don't.
Oh shit! Is that a spoiler?
To be fair, by the time this comes out, the whole show is out.
But I don't care if he's been in the.
His acting wasn't bad, though.
I remember seeing some parts and I'm like, the acting seems a little bit shit.
What? No,
I didn't think anything.
That's his character. He's like that. He's a bit like.
And some of the fights, it was very like.
The choreography was amazing.
Was insane.
Really?
Especially the first fight on the first
every
episode.
choreography that I saw in that show was amazing.
Every fight scene was insane. Yeah.
Thank you.
And it doesn't. It matches the original. It matches the vibe. A lot of the stuff they did. The reason I gave it a 9, the main reason is even because I thought episode 5 was the lowest.
I'm not mad at the 9. I'm not mad at it.
But it still doesn't take away from the show because it's probably like the best thing from the original idea that they had compared with everything else. The first episode, this is advertised a lot, even though it wasn't originally, as like a continuation of the original series, which they somehow managed to do.
Yeah, they did that perfectly.
I think episode 1 should be episode 2.
I disagree.
And what happens at the beginning of episode 1 should happen at the end of episode 1.
For that, like, the viewers would understand better, or like it'll be easier for you to explain once we actually get into spoilers.
Yeah, but I think the first episode should have been a better link to the previous show. I know this is more wishful thinking because all of this was last minute, like adding.
Yeah, but for example, that's a minor thing.
I thought
that's not a major problem.
It's a reason. It's a problem enough for me to give it a 9 because there's a lot of stuff that not once have you not seen these characters in a while, so you don't really remember like what one.
Okay, but you gotta keep in mind, like, how many seasons of Daredevil have you had?
3.
Exactly. You've already had, and they're not like 8-episode seasons.
Yeah, no, it
they're
was
like 12 episodes.
It was more like I wanted to contextualize these characters in the world a little bit more and see them interact with each other. For then the payoff at the end to be slightly.
No, but again, like, it's what I
higher.
said. It's a continuation of the show.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
you
I
watch
know,
the first
I know.
3 seasons, and then imagine this just being a 4th.
But like there's
So why would you need the first episode to contextualize into the old seasons?
I'll let you know when we get in spoilers, but with the stuff that happens at the end of season 3, like a lot of it is just unexplained, undone when the show starts.
Obviously, there's going to be some issues with having like
Yeah, I
such.
mean that's why like that and episode 5 is the reason I gave it a 9, but it's still like
I mean, we can get more into it obviously when we get into spoilers, but I think the way they started the season was possibly the best way they could have gone about it.
true. I know, just
Because
hitting the
they
nail on
were
the head.
going for a
Yeah.
continuation, and
it's-
I think that's
and I do think giving a little positive, if they're going to do a soft reboot of the character based on the original show, because this is a new show, the way they did in episode 1 was the best way to do it.
You
honestly.
see how I started this by saying that about Matt's arc, how I feel it's a bit pushed
yeah.
to like extend it. I feel like if maybe the bank episode wasn't there, I wouldn't feel like this.
I disagree. I think the bank episode
Like how was
extremely
it
necessary
How was
for
it
its arc.
necessary?
Well, I can't get into it because I can't spoil the
You
fuck.
know what?
Actually, before we get into it, I have one more thing that it's not.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for spoilers.
It's
Sorry,
not spoil. Where is it? No, I've lost it. Oh no. They do perfect lawyer stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Like the lawyer stuff is always amazing.
And I know that because I'm also watching
You're a lawyer.
Better Call Saul now, which is like one of the best lawyer shows of all time.
No, it's not the best lawyer show. Suits.
Suits.
Oh well, I haven't watched Suits, but yeah, it's up there. Like the lawyer stuff is definitely up there, and like the show is on par with that. It's insane.
Yeah, that
the
is-
lawyer stuff.
That is something that I liked, and like I said, for me, I could very easily been like, bro, it's been ages since there's just been so much Roysha, but it was done so well that I was still kept
it was,
interested.
bro.
I was still hooked on it, and yeah, every single part of
Yeah,
it,
no, I agree.
even though it was just a little more like that
Yeah.
side of, but I also like that they showed that side of Matt a little bit more.
Which is something they did, especially in the third season. They started showing West and West of lawyer scenes,
Yeah,
and it's something I'm glad they did more now
Yeah.
in Born Again.
Yeah.
Definitely a plus.
yeah. So this is the brothers spoiler review of,
Yeah, so we're
of
moving on to
Daredevil Born
spoilers.
Again. By the time this comes out, only 6 episodes, so we're only spoiling 6 episodes.
Yeah,
so
we're only
so it's not
talking
gonna
about the first 6 episodes.
let's get on to
Yeah, I say we start like, why don't we just go like episode by episode?
episode by episode. Sure.
Well,
So,
so I don't have shit episode by
it's
episode.
fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
So that obviously everyone knows the first
It
episode.
just helps keep track. So yeah, episode 1.
Not
People-
my boy.
People that were complaining about Foggy dying. What is wrong with you?
What did you
why,
think about Foggy's death?
Why do you care so much about fucking Foggy?
What?
Wait, no. I was about Foggy.
slapped you, bro.
And, no, I don't think. Like I don't mind Foggy's death, and he's definitely gonna come back somehow.
I don't know.
Well,
I hope he does.
He's casted for season 2,
Yeah.
so
if-
people are
if-
thinking it's gonna be like a voice in the series, something like
flashbacks.
that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
He can't
no,
come
but
back,
like
bro.
Foggy
No,
needs
he
to be
does come
integral in Matt's
No, but
life.
he literally, Foggy, the character can't come back.
Yeah.
So,
He's
That's like the whole point of the season.
he-
are we going episode by episode?
Yeah.
So, yeah, episode 1.
What do you think of
So-
the Foggy's death?
Okay, so I'll start by saying I was actually happy that they got Foggy and Paige out of the equation, so he could have
Really?
a fresh start with new characters and new. I did like that because it had been Foggy and Paige for a while,
Yeah.
and it made sense.
You know, a lot of people actually.
I never really
disagree
liked
with
Paige.
that.
I'll be
I
honest.
disagree.
Really?
No, I like Paige.
I thought
I
she was a
disagree
little
with
bit
that.
jarring sometimes.
I think
Sorry.
such a good thing about season 1 was their dynamic between them three. You know,
Yeah.
there's no dynamic, and I'm gonna be honest, I just don't really care about the new characters. No, like the cycle, I don't mind them. I just haven't known them for long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's normal.
I think that adds to the show because it makes Matt feel isolated
Yeah.
because he doesn't have the two anymore.
Yeah, I think the only way for them to start a season without feeling like a rerun of stuff they've done
Yeah.
and to actually do a continuation was by killing Foggy.
Yeah.
Because that's really the thing that makes this season special. It's
Yeah.
like the arc, because Matt has gone through a lot of arcs throughout his first 3
Yeah,
seasons
yeah,
in
yeah.
Daredevil. So it's like that thing of like, it's a whole new look
Yeah.
into his perspective and Vincent
So
being a
I
vigilante.
really like when they push a character that has morals to the corner and push him to like
Break
cross
the
the
morals.
line or be around that line.
Yeah.
In terms of, for example, with Invincible, getting him to like kill when he doesn't want to, that line with Daredevil, the whole thing of like, I love that part where he just,
Pushes bullseye.
from what I got also read on TikTok after, which is he could hear Foggy's heartbeat.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they showed
No,
it.
like the whole thing that bullseye, he could have
Bullseye-
just shot Foggy in the head.
Oh, yeah,
but he
yeah.
shot him in the heart,
So he could hear it.
Matt would hear his.
And
the heart.
yeah, when he hears his heartbeat stop, he just literally looks up to the sky and pushes him off the building.
No, yeah.
That to me was sick.
Yeah. That whole sequence, I don't understand why so many people complain. That whole sequence was unbelievable.
How did he not die? That's my question, bro. He literally fell from a whole 6-story building.
The thing
Head
is,
first.
it wasn't
But,
six.
to be honest,
That's where my first negative comes from. I don't think they're gonna use bullseye again this season.
Well,
But that's predictions, no?
he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be in the next episode. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's keep
that was one of my
predictions.
predictions.
because they released the mid-season
Yeah.
trailer.
yeah, but like,
And it's-
but if we're talking about the show, that's
Well,
what
it's what we already talked about, the whole teeth thing, right?
Yeah.
There's been a picture released where he's missing
Yeah.
a tooth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like holding his tooth in his mouth.
But is there a reason why he shot Foggy? Was it literally just scared?
Yeah,
of
because
his...
Bullseye, he had
Season
been
3.
tasked for by Kingpin to kill them. And like it happened the whole thing where Matt beat up Kingpin, threw him in jail,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of following that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So in season 3, he was after Karen Page a lot.
Mm.
Now, obviously, we don't know exactly why he killed Foggy specifically in this new iteration. I'm assuming we're gonna find out if it was because in the last season he doesn't know Matt is Daredevil, so I'm assuming he still doesn't know it now, right? Especially because when they were in court and Matt was testifying, like he didn't have any snarky comments or anything. Because if he knew he was Daredevil, he would have said something. But in season 3, a big thing about Bullseye was that he kept on going after Karen Page and and I think he killed Foggy. Obviously, maybe there's also alternative reasons, but to make Karen suffer.
But why was he going after Karen?
It's because
I think it was from what I remember, Kingpin hired
Yeah.
Bullseye.
I think it's because
It was the
Karen,
whole thing that
yeah.
like Bullseye took on like the Daredevil suit. and
yeah,
was killing
yeah,
people.
and yeah.
But that's not this season.
Yeah.
That's
So, yeah.
all
So,
the
yeah,
Daredevil.
so the first episode, the way
Amazing,
the way they did
But
it.
you said
well,
you didn't want it for all that stuff to happen in the first episode.
no,
You wanted it
at
second?
the end of the first, I wanted to see like a little bit of seeing the three together because we have like a quick bar scene. If we had seen, for example, in Foggy's like case with the guy that he's on the phone with.
Yeah.
What if we get, the show starts with like them three in court, going back and forth, Matt and Foggy defending this guy, and then it goes over to after them talking about the case.
Yeah, but that's not a major thing.
no, I do agree.
I know, it's just, just build up a little bit more so that when Foggy gets killed, it hits more.
Yeah, to be fair, I'll be honest, I didn't care as much for it
Yeah, but
as
It's,
if...
it's just to give you a reminder
I
of
have,
their
I have two
dynamic.
things. One, I don't think that's a major thing. Actually, I have three things. One, it's not a major thing. Too many numbers for me. It's not like a major thing because at the end of the day, it was still like a 15-20 minutes with them at the bar or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact runtime, but they still had it a little bit. Two, you got to remember this is a continuation. You've had 3 seasons to
Yeah,
get closer to this character.
Yeah, I know.
And 3, this is a shorter show. It has 8 episodes. They can't spend a whole episode giving something that I've already given in 3 seasons.
I think it could easily replace.
That's 9.
Yeah, that's
Isn't it?
9.
Well, or 9.
I think
But
it
it's so
easily
short.
replace episode 5 with another
Yeah.
episode.
One thing that I thought was a little bit not forced, but if you have 3 people that are very, very close, and one of them gets nerfed, the other 2, one of them just doesn't go, okay, that's me, then I'll go away. Like, you know what I mean? Paige just left.
No, she left because she didn't like. It was just a whole problem with Matt.
Yeah. Because they explained to her, like, Matt left her.
Yeah,
Like, he was
just
so...
went quiet.
Yeah, he got distance. And,
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, he was... And then Paige...
But Paige didn't call him or anything.
Yeah, she felt alone, so she left
she
so
did.
that she could start
No,
anew.
because Richie says not even a call or anything in the
Yeah.
scene where they're
No,
sitting
but
outside.
she said I literally left messages and called you and you didn't pick
Yeah.
up. And then, but he was talking about when he came back and tried to reach out. She
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, the first episode is like the biggest
Yeah,
thing. Is
and
that.
also like it was so good how like he shoots Foggy and then Daredevil runs back and then he's fighting with Bullseye and every time you just hear Foggy's heartbeat.
Well, that whole fight, because you're talking about the fight.
No, that
whole
fight-
fight's
that fight is
amazing.
it's one take.
And like him tossing the baton, bouncing off the fucking.
Yeah, no, that fight
and
was.
like the knives getting stuck
And
into
also,
him.
and also, I just love the fact that
Okay,
like
I was talking about
bullseye.
the fighting.
Yeah, bullseye. He's still just murking people.
Yeah.
Like he's just killed Foggy. He's fighting Daredevil. He's just still just like
He
trying
just
to kill people.
he
He
grabs
grabs
one of the balls in the pool table, just fucking he eats it at someone.
Yeah, he's like
And like Daredevil having like 12 knives hanging from his
Just-
body.
yeah,
his
he just
fucking
wants
chest.
to murder as much people as possible.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's so good. And then them going up the stairs. So like,
Well, I don't know if you
Kind
know
of.
this. Bullseye doesn't have any powers. Like he's just born like this.
yeah,
Like he literally and
Well,
because
with just a good.
his aim is like there's a point in his life in the comics where he becomes like a pitcher, a professional pitcher, but he gets so bored of it because he just keeps striking everyone out that he throws the ball so hard that he kills someone, and then he just starts enjoying himself.
But he doesn't have like super strength or anything.
No, he just like it's
Like,
he's not a
kill you with
mutant or
anything.
anything.
He knows every single point in the human
He's just
body.
like
looking at it.
extremely good at throwing shit.
But is that because he like knowledge? He just studied it, or because
No, he was just born like that.
good.
Oh. Fair.
Then the following, like the
I
second,
do
third,
hope they add his symbol on his forehead.
I think they
the
will.
second, third, and like I think fourth episode is just the Hector Iowa stuff.
White
It's,
Tiger.
it's second and third.
So we can talk
Because-
about it as
yeah.
like a
A
conjunction.
bit of a negative there as well.
What?
I love the white tiger, and for me, I thought it was white tigress. I thought it was a woman.
Yeah, White Tiger is a woman. It's usually his niece.
Yeah.
Daughter.
Niece.
Niece. That's
Niece?
that's-
Yeah.
oh.
Sure.
But my problem is not with the character at all. I actually like the character, which is surprising since I always thought if they had a lot more to like more heroes to Daredevil, you take away from Daredevil, but then
There's also a thing you could have done in the first episode. Just establish the world a little bit more. Just
But why establish a world you've established for 3 seasons?
no, but introduce it with the MCU stuff.
But they did that throughout the show.
no, the
for
white tiger
example-
never showed
For
up.
example, yeah, you could talk about like a very easy way to do this was that start the first episode with him being like, okay, Daredevil and Page and Foggy they got blipped away, and then when
I'm done with the blip stuff, bro.
well, they barely done it. They barely touched it.
No, every single show, like
Yeah.
every single movie that's been coming out, they mention the fucking blip.
Well, regardless, basically the show starts with Daredevil being like, there's a lot more heroes around, so I don't have that much pressure on me to be Daredevil, and that's why he is Daredevil way less, right? And then you could show like what
No,
my
but I
character
don't
doing
want that.
something.
These heroes have always been there, even in the original
Yeah, and
show. They
also
mentioned,
I don't want.
bro, in the original show, they mentioned Iron Man and Spider-Man as well.
I don't want the reason for him to start using the suit less to be because
there's
more
no-
heroes.
obviously.
I want the reason to be drastic, like
No,
for
yeah,
example.
that still happens.
No,
It's,
but I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm using it less and less and less, and then Foggy dies, and that's okay. I'm done. I want it to be,
Yeah.
I'm him, I'm
Okay.
Daredevil, and then
Yeah, yeah.
Foggy dies, and I go.
fucking super.
But my only negative from it is the like how he got clipped.
Wait, who?
the white tiger.
Oh, yeah, I type.
Oh, what? Because he got.
what's wrong?
Well, because it's like, oh, he got free hits, but him putting the suit, putting the emblem, show that like he's a hero. I don't know his abilities or anything, but then he just gets clipped by a civilian.
It's not by. First of all,
He also doesn't have some crazy awareness, bro. A bullet's gonna
Yeah.
stop him.
Yeah, I know, but
Well,
it's,
yeah, what are
but
his
bro,
powers?
like,
It's like strength and
what
agility.
does the emblem do?
Strength and agility.
It just increases basically. Yeah,
Makes him a tiger.
Yeah, but I know, but like but like I don't know. It felt very lackluster. the way
Also,
just
he
gets
was
clipped.
he was running because he heard someone
Yeah.
screaming. Well,
Like
it
he
was
was
some,
set up, bro.
yeah, it was set up.
Yeah, so you're approaching crime, and you're not expecting.
Also, like whoever that was wearing the Punisher thing.
Yeah, it wasn't Punisher.
It wasn't Punisher, but
It was his
it's
followers.
but clearly it was a marksman.
Yeah.
So it's the thing of like they needed to show how dangerous it is to be a vigilante.
I know,
Yeah.
but like they could have done it. They could have made it a little bit more of a fight, and then I would have enjoyed it more personally. Like
No,
he could have
no,
still
but
done
no,
it.
they needed to
it's not that dramatic. It's not that.
It needs to be like a drastic thing,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
boom. And
Yeah.
it's then you're like, what?
Yeah, that whole episode was beautiful. The whole thing of like,
with the frogs,
The frogs?
oh yeah, the back in,
kawaii or something.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, where
I
like
don't
the
like
frogs
cool.
sing, bro.
but I think it's Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Like his hometown where the
Yeah.
frogs.
Oh,
Yeah, so yeah, the whole thing of like with Hector's trial,
Not really. like this
Matt just absolutely cooking on the trial and just
Charlie Cox, action. I like action. Like the way he acted was very well done.
Yeah.
Especially in the
He's always
first
been
episode
very-
when they put bullseye for life.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
the way he reacts, he was legit happy, and he's not even Daredevil.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you know,
No, yeah,
like
but
man,
Charlie
it's so
Cox
good.
has been a
Yeah.
great actor for Daredevil.
I don't think anyone else could
No.
be Daredevil.
But I mean, so far, like at least to me, it wasn't really a major thing. The thing you're talking about the episode, I think that's just something that like it'll also be good to see. But I don't think the way
I
they
think
did
the
it, but-
episode was, especially like as a standalone episode. It was,
And
Is
I
this
think the
episode
old-
2 and 3 that we're talking
Yeah,
about?
because we're talking about the Vector.
Chronologically, what is the episode I really enjoyed? You know,
episode 4.
episode 4. Okay.
I don't know what
If you know, you know.
But I think all the Vector Iowa stuff was also
Yeah.
really
Yeah, I
great.
agree.
Apart from the fucking daughter, she gets
his
annoying
niece-
later on. in the show.
Yeah, no, later on.
I knew you
Later
later
on,
on.
no, like I
The
didn't
daughter
mind
or the
her.
niece.
I was actually like, especially when she goes to talk to Matt.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I was like, you know what? That's actually showing grief.
Yeah.
But then she acts stupid.
She
Yeah,
acts stupid because she's like you don't care about the little guy when she literally she is not speaking to Daredevil, she's speaking to a lawyer. She doesn't have a case. She's just saying go look for this
And
serial killer that
he's
killed my dad.
blind, technically.
She's also a dumb child that just lost her uncle.
Doesn't matter.
But then
When
she
I was a
starts
child, I
dissing-
wouldn't go to a blind man and be like, go beat up people.
No, yeah, I think that part was stupid.
Yeah,
That part I didn't like, but like it didn't affect the show.
yeah.
But because
Yeah,
out of
reason.
all the Vector Iowa or whatever his name is, Hector Iowa stuff they did do, the only part that bothered me was that part, that scene with
I still
his
think
niece,
his
but the
arc-
rest was
Like him putting on the suit again on episode 6 and spending like I loved that they had like a few episodes without the suit. That's not never been my problem. But the thing is, they already made a jump. Like they made that first year jump and after the first episode. Or
So did you want it later or earlier?
Earlier.
Oh,
I disagree.
A little bit
Like,
earlier.
yes, they do it. No,
yeah.
I disagree.
I
They
agree,
do.
yeah.
They do. You agree with me?
I agree with you.
Yeah, they do,
you
they
said a
do-
lot of nothing.
I do. They do a 1 year jump, but you're not seeing it.
Yeah.
You can't have something drastic like that. Of
Yeah.
him trying
And then
to kill
he
someone,
started on the next
and then
episode.
he's Daredevil. Like
But I'm
you
not
need-
saying next episode.
No, you need
I'm
to
just saying
have-
don't take 6 episodes.
No, you need to have a decent amount of time for him
Most
to
of
get
the
back to
Daredevil show, he's not Daredevil.
No, I'm sorry. He shows up
Yeah.
in as Daredevil in episode 1,
In
then
episode
you see
1,
him-
and that's it.
in episode
and then you
6.
see him again in episode 6. So there's what 5 episodes when
Yeah,
four.
when he doesn't dress.
No, 5.
Well,
Oh yeah,
four.
Five.
5. Yeah, 5.
No, 4.
Because he's in 1, he's in 6, there's 4 in the middle.
half of the
Yeah.
season.
I'm just saying,
Yeah, which
take
is
away
fair.
the bank one and I'll be good.
No,
fair, I
think
don't disagree with that.
Before we get into, I think they needed to spend this much time with just Matt
I don't
to
know, I
give
agree.
depth to
I agree,
his
I
decision, bro.
Yeah.
To be fair, true.
One thing is like
I'm just
originally where it was gonna be like 18 episodes and we only see Daredevil in the last one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree.
that I
That's
agree.
fucking insane.
But we're gonna get 3
especially-
more episodes with him on a
especially in the
or 2.
original show.
No, 3.
He doesn't wear the
Matt,
Daredevil costume that often, especially in
Yeah, he
season
does.
1 and 2. In season 3 he wears it more, but especially in season
Yeah, but
1.
he had the black suit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
season 1 he had the black
That's like
suit.
that's
Yeah,
not
but then he was starting off.
Is it bad? I kind of
And
prefer the
don't
black
get me
suit
wrong.
almost.
No, the black suit was very good.
Yeah.
It looked very good.
Don't get me wrong. Like I understand why they needed that time, and I understand that that time was done very well.
Yeah, but
I'm
so
just
it's not a con to the show.
No.
Well, I just think it should be like should have given them
I
Black
think
Barrier.
episode 6 perfect. Yeah.
Like it needs.
No, I'm not talking
he
about the
can't
episode
just-
itself.
he
I'm
can't
talking
just
about
be like,
putting the suit back on.
Yeah, putting the suit back on episode 6.
You need to give context and get him to the point
Yeah.
where he's like, "Fuck it, I need to be
And
Daredevil."
now the
again."
last 3 episodes are full born
Yeah, but,
Daredevil
even then-
action.
but the
Yeah.
reason why he turned back to being Daredevil was just for the girl that
no.
He
You're ignoring the whole build-up to that
he
point.
turned back even before episode
Yeah.
5. He turned back
Yeah,
at the end
well,
of episode 4.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that, because we kind of like finished the Hector
I want to go to
stuff.
episode 4. I've got a lot to talk about.
What is episode 4? I'm forgetting.
Okay, can I talk about it?
Wait, yeah, just before we get to episode 4, this is a constant throughout every episode, apart from fucking episode 5. The way in the original show,
I liked episode
the problem with Netflix is that they needed to meet the 13 episode quota, so we spent a lot of time with some characters we don't really care about, like fucking mob boss number 3 or fucking
Yeah.
policeman number 2. So in this show, every single scene is either Matt or Kingpin. And it's always flicking between the two. The parallels in each
Their
episode,
arcs complement each other.
where they both stop being who they were, and they're both building up.
Yeah.
Now,
To being
that
the person
he-
that-
bro,
it's peak fiction, bro.
The first episode ends with Kingpin looking down on the city with the lights,
Yeah.
and Daredevil amongst the people
Looking up.
I was
yeah.
like, that's cinema!
and then
That's
there was just
cinema,
a
bro.
red light flashing.
Yeah,
at
bro,
us.
Yeah.
that's
Like,
insane.
well, that is insane.
People that are complaining about this show, I honestly don't understand
Yeah.
you.
Anyway,
episode 4.
Episode 4.
Get me wrong, because I don't remember.
Yeah, I'll give you a little.
You will touch me up.
Uh, Episode 4 made. I'll actually change my number to an 8 just before I say anything else. Episode 4 made it basically a lot
I'm
for
not
me.
mad at 8 or 9, to be honest.
The
That's why I said it.
conversation, I'm pretty sure this was also on episode 4. So I'll start with the main thing, which was his conversation with the Punisher.
Oh, yeah.
Big man, that part was absolutely amazing. The part
What
where
about Foggy?
Yeah. the part
Oh,
where showing, because they basically have gone through in different aspects, but the same problem, which is the death of a loved one, right? And how the Punisher can literally says that he sees the devil on him.
Hasn't
know what I
seen
mean?
much of anything.
The Punisher sees it. And to the point where he's like, you hear his voice because I still hear the voice of my little boy. And then when he's like, when
He tells me to get him done.
yeah,
Now, the question
mate,
is,
that's sick.
do
And when
you think-
Daredevil,
Don't whisper that.
when Daredevil, but you can see the Matt doesn't want to go back to,
And he hits him, bro.
yeah.
That's when Daredevil starts coming in his ass.
The whole sequence is 10 out of 10
do you think
perfection.
Do you think which scene's better, that one
I was
or
about
the
to ask that.
rooftop?
I was about to ask.
Kiss me already. Well, or the rooftop with in the original show with Punisher and Daredevil.
Oh,
or
that's
this
so close, mate.
Honestly, it's probably because
I
it's
might
recent,
prefer this
but
one.
this one is insane.
Just because he has the weight of Foggy's death. Bro.
I think we're saying this because it's very fresh. I still think the rooftop looks better.
might be.
That's great.
When they,
But this
when
one
they
has
compare their analogies, when they're literally like, when he says, when you hit him down, they get back up. When I hit him, they stay down.
So yeah, that is iconic. That dialogue was building up, obviously, because I thought for Matt to
Yeah,
I love the show. For
I
Matt
can't wait for the next three.
scrap Punisher, like I knew he was gonna hit him, so I was building up to that. The tension was building up, and I thought like you'd think a normal show, that's not peak writing, is just gonna just the classic of just start scrapping
straight away.
just takes it and be like, let out your anger. Some bullshit like that. He punched him, and then he's straight like,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
And then the Punisher's like, what are you sorry for? That's the first honest thing you ever did.
Yeah.
Like you can see that he was wanting the devil
yeah,
off for a quick
Matt's
second.
still mad.
Say his name.
He's still, on
Mate,
brother.
what's the name of Frank Castle's actor?
John
Mate, he's such
actually,
a good actor, bro.
I
I'll
was
say this
watching the
right now.
show.
If Punisher ever gets recasted by someone else, I'm not gonna
I don't
watch
think
it.
he will. I don't think he will.
Because he is so good. The way after he punched him, like the way that he's acting, like he acts so well. He is
one
Frank
thing I like,
Castle.
and what adds even more to the scene, it's not the same as the scene we had in the original show.
Yeah.
In the scene in the original show, they were in opposite ends. Here, they're on the same side,
Yeah.
and that's why Frank's relating to him, being like, "I hear my boy telling me to just kill him."
Frank can tell that he was on that line that he was about to cross, because he pretty much he didn't kill Bullseye.
Yeah, he crossed it, so
he
he
made
tried
a
to.
decision. Yeah, he made a decision of killing, and he just didn't end up dying. So
episode
so
4 was
so
amazing.
Frank recognized that
Might be a 9. Low-key might be a 9.
and yeah, so that whole scene, and when I got emotional. I didn't even know. I don't even. So like it's just also like I get emotional at everything. So like I'm watching.
I shed a tear from my
It's also like I'm watching Invincible, and Conquest is hurting on the kid, and they just shout to the mic.
like soup.
Yeah, and I was like, no, he's just a kid. Not him. Yeah, I don't really do that, but like I was watching the show, and I was like that whole dialogue. I was like,
It made me sit up. I stood up in my room and I clapped at 3 a.m.
Right before I was going to work. But like, yeah, that scene was just honestly beautiful. Every single interaction between them two. That's my favorite part of the show, and I don't think they're going to be able to stop that. It was beautiful. And even then, smaller part, I think it was the same episode, the conversation of Matt with Kingpin at the coffee shop.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the same episode.
It was episode 2.
Oh, okay. But the differences of analogies, but how they're like talking about it, and the subtle hint of like, you put on the mask again and you're getting nerfed.
What would you guys think of Kingpin being mayor now? I think it's great.
Well, that happens in the comics as well.
Yeah. I'm saying, how do you think they portrayed it?
It's the best way to actually do the arc that Kingpin.
I think it's great that he's still trying to be Kingpin. It's being like, let's do this.
Yeah, you're doing it because
the politician next to him is like, well, you can't do that, man.
But they're currently building back to that.
Yeah.
I like how they're not building just on Matt, they're building on Kingpin at the same time to be the personas again.
Yeah.
And like a perfect scene of that is with him in the hatchet. hitting the guy, while Matt is also like turning back to being.
That's at the end of episode.
Okay, I mean, episode 4,
at the
apart from that, is there anything major?
Yeah,
that we
so
can talk
at the end
about?
of episode 4 is when both of these characters, Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock, decide to become who they were. Because that episode ends with Matt going up to the rooftop and start practicing the batons again.
Oh.
And Kingpin going
doing
down
that
to
shit.
eat his fucking pasta and sausage.
No, that
and then
was-
it's revealed Adam in the fucking cage.
The sausage looks so good.
Oh, man. That guy, he got taste, bro.
So it's basically to show that he's getting big again.
Yeah.
Even though some people are saying that he's going to get to the size of Into the Spider-Verse, that's physically
not, bro.
impossible.
Oh, the when he puts the suit
I
and
mean,
they go.
you're
Yeah,
close.
rips it. So yeah, I mean, episode 4 is just a 10 out of 10, absolute fucking perfection.
Yeah, that was episode 4
I
was
think
absolutely perfect.
let's just address the fucking elephant in the room. You didn't like episode 5.
It's not that I didn't like it. It was significantly lower for me.
I don't have a problem. with
It was a good episode. I just don't think it was that necessary.
So that episode, you can tell it's different. If it really felt like a filler episode, even though it was a good filler, like I didn't mind it. It was a good
that's
filler.
a good way to
But
put
like
it.
for example, if you think about it, each episode had the same structure. It starts off with that news report thingy of like interviewing the people of New York. Yeah, to build it, like builds up the atmosphere of the episode. That episode didn't have it.
Okay.
Second, every episode it cuts always from Matt to Kingpin. It mirrors their lives and how even though they're at complete opposites of the spectrum, they are undergoing the same experience.
Right.
This episode didn't have Kingpin in,
Okay.
or if it did, it was like a few seconds.
I mean, it's still a Daredevil show.
It's so, but it just whilst every other episode has that same structure, this one did.
Okay, but I don't think changing episode structure for the episodes.
The mood felt way lighter.
I think he was continuing this the thing they started at the end of episode 4.
I
with him
get
becoming
that.
Daredevil
I
again.
get that, but it still felt
Also,
very
am I the
much
only one?
like
If I'm a
filler.
banker and the blind man just opens a safe with like ease, am I gonna just be like, mate, do you want to come
Yeah,
out?
that was the one thing. Is like, what type of warrior are you? And he goes a really
a
good.
good one. What does that mean, bro? If you go,
I'm definitely shooting more questions your way.
yeah, if you beat a whole army, mate, and I go, what plumber are you? A good
But
one.
he didn't do anything crazy like that.
I would agree with you if it was a different character, but his daughter is literally a superhero. So even if he catches a hint that there's something more to Matt,
Oh, I didn't
he
know
knows how to.
Yeah, she's Kamala Khan.
Marvel,
She's
bro.
Miss
Yeah,
Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Oh, I didn't know.
When she shows a Funko Pop.
Oh, well, my prediction's gonna be wrong then, because I didn't know that, bro. I thought he was just a big fan.
No.
So he knows what it's like because he knows she is Miss Marvel.
Ah.
So he knows what it's like to keep a secret identity. So
Yeah.
even if he notices this dude has something going on,
One
he
thing,
knows
he's
how to
also
keep
in the
it.
middle of in the middle of a heist
Yeah.
in such pressure. He's not going to be
Yeah.
paying attention to
So
that.
he can think about it afterwards, but it's like
One thing I did hope they would add more of is like Matt's relationship with Christianity, and there's barely any church scene, and that's
That-
one
that is
thing.
also-
That's one thing I loved, especially in season.
No, but he's giving it away, isn't it?
I think he can't give it away.
No, in terms of, for example, that scene where
Giving it up, you mean?
like she walks in and she's like, "Oh, were you praying?" He goes, "Yeah, I've tried to stop. I
Yeah,
always
so-
go back to it."
exactly. So I do agree with you.
Like
but
the priest scenes was one of the best things in the
in
original.
episode 1 or 2, there's a scene that is critical to that point where Matt is outside of a church and he's just using his super hearing to hear.
listen.
It's because after what happened to Foggy and after he crossed that line,
Yeah.
he doesn't feel
I understand
worthy
that.
of being in a church.
Yeah,
He doesn't feel he
damn
was-
right, brother. Amen.
he doesn't feel like he deserves to be under God because he just feels he's
Yeah, no,
under
I
God.
understand on that.
And then
I would like to see that more, his struggle. with
yeah,
it.
after the
I'm
conversation,
not saying you need to actually put him in a church.
after the conversation with Punisher, when he finally Punisher makes him say Foggy's name again after like a year and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
It's when he realizes that it's like at least in the faith side of Daredevil that he has to get back to it, and the first thing he does is what he goes back for Foggy.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
to try
no,
to
but-
like catch
no,
him.
but, like I'm not saying for like put him in a church. I'm saying more in the sense that like I want to see that struggle more.
Mate,
I
whoever
think-
you are,
Considering the context of the season, I think they did it.
I
fine.
think
I
they
think they could have done it a little bit more.
But that's
I think that's
but
minor.
that might personal preference.
They call it fucking bankers.
whoever you are, the road to line of he got life. What about Foggy? Did he get life, mate?
Crazy.
Insane.
Insane.
But I don't mind the heist, bro.
Did you take the fucking bank heisters seriously at all? Because I was like,
I was like, these are a bunch of Among Us characters.
oh yeah, no, yeah. I thought because when they went inside
Matt
the
took
bank,
him seriously. Did you see what he did to this fucking leg?
I
bro?
know, yeah.
Destroyed his kneecap. Necessary.
that is not bullseye.
You do not need to destroy his kneecap.
At the end. Oh no, not at the end. Like at the beginning. When they first get inside the bank, there's like a guy with like long hair, like an NPC, and he squares up to one of them, and tries to be a hero. I thought
Pop him.
they're gonna pop up. No. They're being like, they're just, speaking, just being like Irish, being like, yeah.
They're working for someone. And they clearly they're under rules. No, they're working for someone. They're clearly under rules.
There wasn't a single second where I thought any of those hostages were in danger. And then they put the fucking woman on the phone. Tell me a joke.
Oh, no.
Where are you, the fucking joker?
I hated her, to be honest, right?
She didn't do anything.
The police woman. For example, her acting, I just thought it was so bad. For example, that's one.
She was there for like
That's one
5
of,
scenes.
that's one of the characters where the acting just seemed so bad, man.
I don't agree. Besides, she was barely on screen.
She was barely a character. She was on that episode for a couple
I thought because she first appears in episode 1 in the bar, she's talking to the bald guy. I thought it was going to be Yuri from
that's what I'm thinking right now.
but
Oh. It would have been cool. That's fine, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely get what you mean. Like the atmosphere is a little wider.
Yeah.
I do think that
very
they
jokey.
were working for someone, and their orders were not to kill people. They just needed to have the heist done. The only reason I had hostages was so they could get the heist done. The whole point, they weren't even gonna get hostages in the first place. It's just because Matt heard it and fucking called the feds, right? So I think that episode focuses on getting Matt closer to becoming Daredevil again. To the point at the end, he puts the red mask.
Yeah, because
So I think
that's the only good point that I have about it is that at the end of episode 4, he makes the decision to go back into the Daredevil, even though he doesn't put the suit on. And then you see that in episode 5, when he's left the bank already, he's gone. He hears it and he makes a decision of going back.
I definitely understand the point that you're making about the wider atmosphere, but I think what the episode was trying to accomplish, it did. I think the choreography was still amazing.
Yeah.
So
I
liked the episode, but it did feel like a very good show. Smart is as well.
I would give this episode like a 6 compared with the whole season.
I'll give it a 9.
In terms of like TV shows overall, because obviously in terms of the season it's different.
It's clearly it does feel like a filler, even though it's a good filler. I think that's the best way to put it.
No, because a filler means it literally takes the character out of the context they were in and then puts them doing something else completely. This continues with his arc. It gets him closer to being Daredevil. I think they should have turned the atmosphere slightly darker.
Yeah,
I agree. But apart from that, and I do think it has to do with who the boss was that actually set that team in to steal those diamonds. We just don't have full context on that yet.
Okay, that's fine.
But I think the choreography, the Matt's arc, how it ends, him blasting the guy's femur out into fucking New Jersey. I think all that was amazing.
I don't think it takes it away.
There's no reason for it to be aggressive like that. So
bro,
he jumped on the way, bro.
And then and first he put his face through a portal.
Him fighting the guy in the stairs and he's hearing the shotgun about to fall and he jumps with the guy to grab the shotgun so he doesn't make.
Yeah.
Bro, that's
and then now moving on to episode 6.
Let me start off with that. So, episode 6, the last scene with because episode 6 is the last episode that you've seen, right?
Yeah.
The last scene with the Kingpin, I've loved the way they've portrayed Kingpin in this show, which is literally he's mentally tapped, like fully mentally tapped.
He's always happened.
But he's like, when he goes to Adam, that dogged his missus.
Yeah.
And he's going with the axe, and you think, oh, he's just gonna. And then he goes, and you actually see the painting, which, if you remember, that painting was exactly the same as the wall when he was in jail. That was just the white. Do you remember?
Yeah.
In that painting.
So when he was in jail, it's in the first.
Yeah.
Was it the painting that?
No. So I remember this completely. So when he was in jail, he would stare at that white wall, and he would find peace in there. So he got painting that was exactly the same.
Yeah,
and
white.
When he fought Daredevil,
at the end of season 3,
it got covered by his blood.
That's what I was wondering.
So he literally has the painting.
He walks past.
How did you pull that, bro?
Bro, because actually...
That and Debbie Ryan, bro. That's the only thing.
So he literally has the painting covered with his blood from the other season. Right?
Oh,
so he literally walks past it with Yax, and you think, oh, he's going to use Yax.
Yeah, I thought he was about to
And when he
literally
says, oh, I had to fight when I was younger, and I found using tools when you're smaller and weaker
was a great
actually an
equalizer.
advantage. And he throws at him. He literally just said, you're a little pussy, man.
Yeah.
So let me give you a full
I think that was the bank heist in terms for Kingpin.
Yeah.
For him to become closer to becoming Kingpin again.
That was Daredevil fighting Muse, because that's the parallels.
In terms of
That scene happens.
I meant in terms of character arc.
yeah.
As in, like, because when he's fighting
No,
Muse, Daredevil
no.
was already in the suit.
Sure. I think that fits more Daredevil putting on the suit, just like Kingpin went
I
down
don't
there.
think after this he's
and
fully
then
Kingpin.
it was. I think.
I don't think he's now going to become a mayor and be like, you either do this or I'm going to kill you.
I mean, he's making his task force.
I mean, he already.
Yeah.
He also
But it's still about
threatened Daniel.
I think the way I view Adam is almost a little bit like.
I mean, Adam's gone, right? He's cooked.
No, he's alive.
But the
Well,
way,
he got his head smashed to the brick, I swear.
but the way that I
he's
see
so
Adam is a little bit like purgatory in terms of Adam was the line.
Yeah.
He could have either freed Adam
Yeah.
and just become a normal mayor and given away that life,
Yeah.
or he could kill Adam and go back to being the Kingpin. So it was literally that line between heaven and hell.
And he's
That's the way I saw it.
and he, like, when he's beating the shit out of him, he's, first of all, you can tell that he's just, pouring out. It's a stress relief.
Yeah.
He's using Adam as a fucking stress ball.
Yeah.
And then when he screams at the end, "She's mine!" You don't know exactly if he's talking about Vanessa or if he's talking about the city.
Mm.
And
Well,
I thought-
I don't think he's Kingpin yet. Like, he's not the Kingpin to smash someone's
Yeah.
head in with a door.
yeah, because he hasn't killed Adam. That's what he was saying.
Yeah,
He's threading the line.
Yeah.
I think that's what I meant by that's the bank equivalent for Kingpin in his arc. I know, like, the
Yeah,
whole
okay,
equivalency
okay,
with Muse, but it's him. Just same with the heist. It was Matt becoming okay. Now he's ready to put on the
Okay,
suit
yeah.
again. This was like, okay, now Kingpin is getting to the point. He's gonna put on his literal white
Yeah,
suit
yeah.
and become Kingpin.
I saw it like the first episode, the scene of Matt crossing the line. I see exactly like that, but reversed. In terms of he crossed
In a
the line
way.
and he put the suit away, I think he's gonna cross the line and
Yeah.
put the
I
suit
think
back on
I
of
think the
Kingpin.
power roles overall are just amazing.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Kingpin and Matt, and between Frank and Matt as well. That whole conversation is just it's the way it connects their arcs.
Yeah.
And it's different to the original show because it's like I said, they're in the same side again. I think that's just done beautifully.
Bro, Frank's always in the mud, bro. He's
yeah, that's Frank,
He's
bro.
literally like being like, still hear my little boy's voice telling me, "Daddy, get him." I'm like, "Fuck, bro."
That's why, like, I don't understand when comics change Frank's backstory to him actually never, like, liking his wife.
What did they?
There's literally a comic where apparently right before, like, the whole incident,
Yeah, but he's still with his
he was
kids.
talking to his wife about divorcing her. Because he never got rid of war. And that's afterwards he just becomes Punisher because he only
To be
feels
fair, a
for
lot of veterans and army guys
Yeah.
like Punisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
So, yeah.
represents.
I do have a con that I want to mention, but again, it's still a minor
no,
thing.
but-
Another big thing of episode 6
no, but let me
is
just bounce off what he said.
But we love bouncing
Yeah,
off
it's
stuff.
because I think the way they do portray Frank Castle was to kind of like give, and they use a lot of that in the
Surprised you
Punisher
got his
show.
name.
Bro,
Debbie Ryan, Daredevil painting, and Frank Castle.
what was I gonna say, bro?
Bro, you always losing your train of thought.
And they portray that law in the Punisher show, which is the life of a veteran or someone that was in the army when they come back. The whole like, it's the whole thing that you're a hero, but no one treats you like one. There's no life here for you, and how mentally tapped you are when you come back.
It's
Because
a real thing.
it is the whole thing that like when you come back and you feel more at war than you were actually at war. You are mentally at war when you come back, so your safe place is actually being
I
back
mean,
there.
Punisher overall is a great character. to be fair.
Yeah.
You want to wrap up on episode 6?
episode 6. The last thing we need to talk about
Is the Muse.
is Muse. What do you guys think of Muse?
Some people had some negatives. And by some people, I mean the
I
hat guy.
actually do want to ask you. Apparently, Muse in the comics, he's like Matt can't detect him.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
literally
So
gonna say
he,
that.
yeah. So go.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, because I mean I didn't even know about this, so it's not like I knew from the comics. But it was, one of the negatives that Hat Guy had is that they're portraying Muse as just a random serial killer, and one of the things he has is that like Matt can't detect him.
Well, he's not a random serial killer. He can fight very well.
Well, yeah, but he's not supposed to get like the whole thing with Muse is he's a very good villain for Daredevil because Daredevil can't be detected.
His weakness, yeah.
But to be fair,
Wait, detective
I
comes
think
to
they're
like
gonna.
see him.
Again,
Sense
this
him, yeah.
might be me grasping at straws here.
Yeah.
All right, but I think they're leading to it because I did notice that the guy just escaped from right under Matt's nose.
That's what some people say that his powers activate after he
Because like
getting like
he's
beat.
yeah, it could be the thing. Because I was thinking, oh, maybe it's because obviously didn't know about Muse then. It could be he was just focusing on the girl. But the fact of the matter is, he turns it on. He didn't notice Muse is gone.
Yeah.
So I think they might be leading to it. I might be grasping at straws.
And
I
also,
don't
like,
think so.
even if he's done enough where, like, he's not just a random serial
He's a
killer.
piece to complement Matt's character.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be a major villain. The
What
major
is
villain
his
is
whole
Kingpin.
plot of
And
Muse?
it looks
Is
sick.
it literally just painting?
He's just insane.
Yeah, like I saw a picture of him like without a mask, and he's just like a fucking crackhead.
Oh, fair.
Well, he was in the. Well, the thing is, people were saying that Muse was going to be Daniel, but no.
Daniel.
Who's Daniel, bro?
Kingpin's like
Kingpin's
guy.
This
social
guy
media
drops
guy.
first name randoms, thinks I'm gonna know.
The social media guy, no?
Oh.
Oh,
No,
I don't
because
think so.
Muse has already
that muffin.
has already been in the show. He was the guy that asked the psychologist when he was in line.
Yeah.
Like, I need
For
help.
extra help.
Oh.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
That's Muse. And I'm gonna get to that later on. But yeah, I think Muse was done fine, and we're gonna see more of
I
him
think
now.
it's done great. Yeah, and it's not like, again. It's what I just said.
Yeah.
They didn't end his story there.
I just want to see more of Bullseye.
What did you guys? Yeah, same. What did you guys think of the Five Nights at Freddy's Daredevil jump scare, where Muse comes out and he just sees on the tunnel?
Oh,
yeah.
And then
You just see Daredevil running towards him.
you just see the baton like hitting the wall behind. Muse looks up and then it looks just on like,
Yeah, just flip.
That part was so
I
funny,
didn't
bro.
think they were gonna put him running. I thought because there was a whole red light of the train
Yeah.
going away. I thought he was gonna fight. He was just gonna be standing there.
Bro, yeah, no, that part was
the
good.
lights flicker. They
Fucking
behind him.
sprinting. I mean, I think that whole
was
part, I
insane.
think episode 6 was
And
absolutely
and the fight choreography is insane. So good.
I
Yeah.
still
Well,
prefer the
And
Bullseye.
first of all, there didn't look very CGI.
no.
I mean, that one was a little bit.
A little bit, but it
That
wasn't
was a little
enough
bit.
to bother me.
Yeah.
While in the first
Yeah.
episode,
It bothered me a tiny bit, to be honest.
But it doesn't take away because it's
Like,
like
I didn't like
it's a few
his-
seconds.
It's a
like,
few
It's a few
seconds.
seconds, and then he just goes through
like,
straight up fight.
yeah, I mean, you're still super.
What would you guys think? Did you guys notice that he was gonna, that he was gonna kill Muse?
Yeah,
He got him on the
He was
and he was
hanging
hanging him. So
he's
I
still
don't know.
But
struggling
then
with that.
he started to hear the girl's heart, like,
And then,
beating,
and he
he
was-
was-
I kind of. That's the whole thing. I want him to cross that line, bro.
No, but he can't.
He
That
can't.
would- that would affect his character a
he
lot.
has crossed that line.
Yeah.
He just
Yes.
he tried to kill.
Well,
Pointer.
yeah. But he hasn't killed anyone.
Yeah, no,
Like,
yeah, no, but
in
he
his
in
mind-
his mind, he
and
that's
it's-
why he
Yeah,
because he
but
was
there's
expecting him
still
to
a
die.
difference.
Because I don't know why
to
he
kill someone.
because everything the
No,
Punisher makes
if
sense.
I shoot you, if I shoot you in the head, and I thought I
Like-
killed you, and then some like you doctors bring you back, to me, I still killed you.
yeah,
I
and
still
like,
crossed that line.
The whole scene in the first episode when he's in the rooftop holding Bullseye and he breathes and then you realize his decision. Because when he just like breathes out and he throws them, it's him making that decision.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, bro, like there's just so many great things about
Yeah.
the show. Even with the I'm thinking back to the conversation he had with Kingpin and
Yeah.
him being like, a line was crossed, my best friend's dead. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
my best friend's dead as well at this point. One thing I didn't fucking like,
What?
first of all,
It's the
his girl, the therapist, definitely gonna backstab him.
body.
And
Also,
they didn't give enough like time. I feel like they moved very quick.
we need to study Matt's cooking skills.
Write that shit down, bro.
Might be blind, but he can see more than anyone
Yeah, bro.
else.
No, he has.
Nah, he could do
But
better than Carol.
I
I'll
don't
be
think they
honest.
gave enough context for their relationship. But I think
Yeah.
there's a reason for that. I don't think the relationship's supposed to work. I think they're like just together.
I mean, she's already lying to him because
it's
she
'cause of
knows
his-
she knows that Matt has a history with Fisk.
Yeah, but it's
and
clients.
Fisk is,
Like,
yeah,
makes
but
sense.
like,
he's also lying to her.
but being there,
Being like she wants to write a paper on being a vigilante, and he's like, sure.
yeah, that's different though.
So yeah, what are your final thoughts on the on episode 6? And
I think it's-
That sounds
Yeah,
true.
I mean,
you
besides-
said you wanted to add a few cons.
the con was
Okay.
the relationship.
Oh.
I just don't think it has enough content. I,
think-
feel like
yeah.
it went from them going on a
Yeah.
date to living together.
It's well, they're not. She's just staying over sometime.
I think
you just see in the
my guy,
morning.
I think the girl going to the subway was a bit.
No, it makes sense.
The kid.
I mean,
yeah.
no, like, bro, you're gonna go chase serial killer by yourself. You're
No,
12.
it makes sense who
Yeah,
her
but-
father is.
Yeah, bro, you're a kid and you always
Yeah.
see your uncle like being
Yeah,
a
clipped.
hero, and your uncle
So-
gets
yeah, I
clipped.
keep saying father.
And also, it's not like she put up a fight
You
against
sure
Muse.
it's not
she
her
was she was walking.
And then just despawns.
Uncle.
You sure?
Yeah.
100%.
So that's his sister.
Yeah.
I thought that was his wife.
No, that's his wife.
Isn't that his wife?
Yeah, but she's their
No,
niece,
yeah,
bro.
she's because her parents are not in the picture.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
I think it's
100%.
it's cousin, auntie,
Yeah,
and niece.
the only thing is that
Huh?
she is obviously going to become White Tiger, but she's too young, so it's not like she can be White Tiger in the next.
Maybe maybe it's for like a Young Avengers thing.
Yeah, maybe.
They mentioned Spider-Man.
They do. Those are kind of like our final thoughts on the show. Anything else you want to say before
No,
we
I mean,
move
don't
on?
get me wrong. I have a feeling that in the next 3 episodes, episodes.
But no,
it's gonna definitely bump
episode-
up to
That's what we're gonna do now.
definitely gonna bump up to 9
Episode
maybe.
1, 4, and 6 for me were my favorite ones. 4 being my
I just
favorite.
think like all the stuff we mentioned was like just minor stuff, like a little CGI here, or maybe they could have done a little bit more exposition in the beginning. But I
I'd
kind of
feel
disagree with
if
that.
it was a good
And
feel
episode
if
five,
it
like,
wasn't.
sure, the atmosphere wasn't like as dark as you want it to be. Actually, that's another thing. The city looked great. It looked dark and but yeah, for example, in episode 5, the atmosphere wasn't as dark as you want it to be, but I think for what they were trying to do, it worked. It worked for Matt's character, and I think it also has to do with who the boss was for that group. So overall, I think that's why I give it a 10 out of 10, because it's like I don't have a major problem with it. I have a little minors here and there. I think at this point in the show, I think it's epic.
So we're not gonna put it on the tier list yet because of we are.
It is on screen, so they have a context.
There's going to be a second episode released in the future talking about the whole season. But right now, just what do you guys think with
Wait,
Twitter?
what was your score?
I bumped it to an 8.
I think we're all
I think
agreeing
it's peak fiction,
it's
bro.
peak fiction, right? Absolutely.
Why do you think it's a 10 or a 9?
It's definitely not Bobo an 8.
No.
I think it should be at the very high end of peak fiction. At least at this point.
I agree.
I might be saying this, and if they fumble the show, I will like hang myself in my
No,
room.
I think the next
I'll go
3
see
episodes.
Foggy, bro.
I think the next 3. Because to be honest, with me, I just want to see more Daredevil. So the next 3 episodes, they're definitely
Man,
going
it
to bump
just
it up.
like especially for how the MCU has been doing, they banged it out with it.
100%.
Loki or Daredevil. In terms of like
Daredevil.
in terms of like predictions, because that's what we're gonna talk a little bit about here.
So now we're gonna get into Daredevil Born Again predictions for the end of season 1.
Which obviously, like at this point that you're watching this, more episodes have come out that we've actually watched. So these predictions, you might just be like, yeah, they were proven right or not. I think the best way to start these predictions is something that we've already referred to with Bullseye coming back.
Yeah.
Because they did show, like, in the comics, there's a whole thing with Bullseye having his tooth out.
Yeah.
And then he escapes prison by, like, killing a guard with his
Because
tooth.
they released a trailer, a mid-season trailer, and it shows that scene.
So, like, in the comics, he spits the tooth out, it hits the guard in the eye, and then he takes his gun and escapes prison.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the trailer, like he just said, there's a frame of him missing a tooth, with the tooth in between his.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just like
made, so.
Like Bullseye,
We're just getting more
especially
Bullseye
when he 100%. Bullseye's
a
such
freak.
a sick character.
He's a
He's a freak, but he's just like such a sick character. And it's definitely gonna be that thing of like, Matt's gonna have to interact with Bullseye again. I'm gonna want to see that because it's like, wow, are you actually gonna kill him now after he killed Foggy?
He went the system way, and Bullseye gets out. The system failed him. He's gonna go at least think about going Punisher's way.
Which I hope.
I mean, if he's considered doing that to Muse,
I hope he considers it.
Bro,
he is.
Muse was
Bro, Punisher has showed him that he is wrong.
Yeah, no, but he can't.
Even though he might not be wrong, he showed him that he's wrong.
Also, one thing that I did like is that how Muse did not stand a chance to Daredevil. Like in terms of fighting ability, Daredevil was beating his fucking ass. Like obviously there was a scene where he lands a couple punches and Daredevil just keeps walking forward.
No, bro, he's just walking, just blood coming out.
Yeah, bro,
And
he is,
just
I also really like that.
I got a big prediction for the end of this season, right? You see the therapist that Matt's dating.
Oh, that's gonna be backstabbing. They're gonna hurt my boy.
I think she's behind Muse. She is the one that's like not controlling him, but like encouraging. Because at the beginning, Muse, as the normal guy, goes up to her and be like, "I need help," and she's like, "I'm gonna make extra room for my calendar for you."
Because they haven't shown any of.
And then you don't see any of that. You only see her with fists.
It's definitely gonna be like so. She's definitely like mischievous.
And also, all of
she's definitely sus.
all
She's
of Muse's murals have something to do what's going on. He has insights into Kingpin. He has insights into what's happening with the White Tiger stuff. All of his murals are about that.
Yeah.
Where is he getting that information from?
Crazy.
Because the therapist is the only one that has inside information about Kingpin and has inside information about the trial where Matt was.
And to be fair, she didn't ask Matt, why do people wear masks? Is it to hide their training?
I think she hates vigilantes.
I think she does.
I think, and that's
But what if? Okay, but if she hated vigilantes,
why is she behind
create
Muse? Because Muse
is not vigilante.
But all of his murals are in support of vigilantes. They had a mural dedicated to Punisher.
No, I think
White
she
Tiger.
agrees with vigilantes, and Muse, like, she did it, so it's like, because she literally said, like, when they're wearing the mask, do they become the animal they actually are or whatever? Yeah. And Muse is a representation of what she was saying.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think that's a great prediction.
And also, we still don't know, because I know some of the cops were wearing the Punisher thingy, but Wilson Fisk wasn't behind that.
No, I think that was just like a movement that Punisher started.
Well, it could be all of them together. Like
No,
I think
that was just the movement that Punisher started of being like killing criminals.
I
away,
think
and
in the next
certain
episode,
officers suck.
there's gonna be a 30-minute scene of Vanessa and Fisk raw dog.
See, that's something I had. Mine were quite simple. I had Daredevil starts throwing hands again, fight against Kingpin, Punisher helps maybe.
Actually, that is true. So, Punisher and Daredevil are going to team up
Okay.
because it was weak.
Oh, okay. So Punisher helps maybe.
No, maybe.
Daredevil goes back home and dogs the missus. Kingpin once again gets no action. Vanessa has a train run on her.
That's
my prediction. Do you guys think that Fisk is
I
going to
fuck
kill
with Vanessa this
He's
season.
going to kill Vanessa?
No. Oh.
Well, no, because then why is Vanessa saying, "Oh, the one thing he can't do is like
I know.
hurt me"?
No, but that's the one.
No, I think he's gonna hurt. Like he's just gonna fucking wobble
No,
before heading to the
but
wall.
that's
One
gonna-
of these.
I think that's going to be the thing. I think it's going to be.
Fisk has never been violent towards
I love when they
Vanessa.
both speak at the same time.
Well, I was answering
But
his
people
point.
always say that whenever it's that person interrupting.
You start a whole new point, midpoint of his.
I'm adding on to his point.
Yeah, go on.
What did I do?
I think it's going to be the thing that's stopping him from crossing the line is Vanessa. Because she literally said he can do everything, but one thing that
I
he'll never
disagree heavily
do,
with that.
the one thing that he'll never do is hurt me. The moment that he hurts her, he becomes the animal that he's supposed to be.
but he was
he
an
was
animal before.
Kingpin.
He was Kingpin.
No, that's the
before.
thing, because that's the point that the show is trying to make is like vigilantes hide behind a mask so that they can be animals. Fisk is more of an animal than any of them.
No, but she's
and
controlling him a little bit.
He's never hidden behind a mask.
How would him hitting her make
No.
him go back to what he was?
No, not hitting
if
him.
he kills her, it's
Kill her.
like precise. It's going to be a big decision,
because
and it's
remember,
not going to be out of emotion or
She
rage.
took the business while he was away. She was like, you should become mayor. She became more controlling to the point where I think that he's gonna be like, nah, and it's gonna
No, I think that's more
I
of.
think it's all about Adam. As soon as Vanessa finds out about Adam, like she's
I think
gonna
both of them are gonna get clipped.
But I still think that's an unlikable prediction for the season. I don't think they're gonna do it like maybe next season. Maybe they could be building up to that. Because like to be fair, Kingpin tends to stand by himself.
To be honest, in the
control of everything.
therapy
And
room,
right now he's being a little bit controlled by his wife.
in the therapy room, and then Vanessa just starts talking about the guy's hands.
Or maybe Fisk find out about Muse, and finds out that his wife's behind it, and then is like,
so not the therapist, the wife.
both working
right.
together maybe.
true. To be fair, I'm
Maybe
getting
he's
confused
talking
with
the
sorry.
therapist as well.
Yeah,
No, I'm going confused with therapist.
either that
They
or
look similar to me.
so it's either that or Muse kills Vanessa, because that would make sense because the therapist has asked to them, and then maybe because if Vanessa is behind Muse,
The therapist is definitely sus.
no, sorry. If the therapist is behind Muse, then the therapist is against the Kingpin, right? So, and she wants to bring him down. She wants to show him for who he truly is. Maybe something happened in her life that relates to him.
Definitely.
And maybe she tries to do it with Muse, and she sees that way. She sees that doesn't happen, and the Kingpin still stays as the mayor. And maybe something happens when he even gets more support. I don't know. So the only way she can try to get him to lash out and show his true colors is by killing Vanessa and make Muse kill Vanessa.
But then how would you link that with the scene of the therapist going to Vanessa and being like, "Are you getting hit,
Bombarded.
Maybe she'll
Bombarded is crazy.
maybe she'll try to use Muse so that it frames Fisk as being the one to kill her, something like that. But I think Vanessa is a big contender
think so.
to be
The
on
therapist is
the
definitely
chopping
sus.
board.
I mean,
this season.
She was going through stuff before Matt. I think like
Cool.
right of the therapist.
Yeah.
The therapist also did ask about Matt's scars. Like he's extremely scarred.
Yeah.
And then the therapist is like,
Do you think she knows that he's Daredevil?
"No,
I don't think so.
I don't think she has any."
I don't
idea.
think so.
I think she just knows he has a big connection to all the mask stuff, and he does have.
I hope we get to see some more of Karen though. Like I do want to see
Yeah.
her
I was-
a little
I
bit
was-
react.
she's not going to be.
I was quite happy that they
Yeah,
took her
not
out,
this
bro.
season, but eventually. Like,
Yeah.
because
I would also like to see a foggy funeral.
That's
like
actually-
with Matt near his grave. That's what I would also.
not a funeral, but like him
Yeah,
going to his
yeah.
grave.
or more. Yeah,
Maybe
more
maybe
never.
when he finally like
It will definitely happen. Whereas
So-
my prediction is he's gonna fight Bullseye.
Bullseye. No, no
Bullseye.
Yeah,
He's gonna fight Bullseye, and he's most likely gonna decide he's gonna fight to kill him. But then he gets the choice again. He's probably gonna make the right choice of not, and then it's probably gonna end with him standing in front of Foggy's grave, And yeah, I think it's gonna be something around.
But the
those
thing
lines.
is, like, why are you guys hesitant on giving it a 10 out of 10?
Well, I mean,
I just
I mean,
so
I'm
far.
fine with 8. Well, the full show is now, and I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
fine with either 8 or 9. And I'm like, of course, right now I'm more towards an 8, but
I think these 3 episodes will.
For me, it was episode 5. That's low on it. And the first episode, I wanted to have a better
Yeah.
link to
Yeah, I agree.
the rest of the world.
Considering we had
And to the
the rest of the world,
A better link to the MCU, because that's what
So
it takes
for
place.
me-
they linked
And
to,
no, and a better link to the previous season.
I think they linked,
Just establish it more instead
they
of just
linked
going
to
from
the
jump.
MCU very well throughout the show. They
Yeah,
mentioned,
throughout the show.
so why do it all in one episode when you can drop it
it's-
throughout the show?
No, yeah, it's more just about like, it's just making the show flow from the previous one a little bit better.
Yeah, but even then, I think considering we've had 3 seasons of Daredevil, like if you watch the Daredevil show first and then watch this straight away, I think you'd be like, yeah, this makes extreme sense.
There's a
Like
lot
this
of-
is the
there's a lot
4th
of-
season. It's just called Born Again because of the art.
Yeah, I know, but
this is the 4th
there's a lot
season.
of the differences from how season 3 ended to how this one started. So yeah, so that combined with episode 5, where I'm
what?
quite lower on
You
that.
think there's a lot of differences?
Because Bullseye was in prison last time we saw him, and they don't explain why he's out.
Yeah, but only because they also haven't explained a lot about the incident.
a lot of stuff happened with the Kingpin in like the Echo show and stuff like that, where like
Yeah, but
you
that's the
have
extra
to-
show. We're talking about Daredevil show.
I know, but like so to the point between season 3 of Daredevil.
No one
and
watched
now-
Echo, so they're just.
I know
ignoring it.
exactly. So there's a
Yeah,
lot of
but
stuff
we're
that
talking about like going from the Daredevil show and this being
It's
the
like
4th season.
the reason Kingpin is like this is trying to turn a new leaf is that at the end of Echo she like uses her fucking powers to like heal his emotions.
she has powers.
Yeah, no, but that's bullshit. That's
don't even-
bullshit.
I
Like,
thought, I
think-
thought she was just Daredevil.
I think- I don't know. I think-
In the comics, yeah.
I know. I think, considering, like, I think if you look at this as a 4th season to the original Daredevil show, I think it works fine. And I think episode 5 did what it accomplished. But I do agree with
Also,
what you
calling
did.
someone Echo when
But
they
I
can't
think-
hear is kind
I
of...
think those are just like.
Oh, she's not here.
I don't think there's like a
cool.
major. It's like I don't think that's a major thing where I'd be like, yeah, like for example with the Arcane with a pacing problem. I don't think those are major things. Because I think if I was ever gonna give a show a 10 out of 10, it would be this. Because I don't have a major. Obviously, they can fuck it up with the rest of
I'm
the.
gonna wait and
episodes.
see before I
Yeah.
push it to a 10.
Obviously, I mean so far.
We never know how scores are gonna change. Right now, we're gonna move on to our predictions for season 2, though. That's for sure. We want.
I thought we were done.
Aren't we done?
We're gonna talk about the predictions for season 2. Okay, so yeah, for the next season, some of the stuff that's come out is that obviously Kingpin is gonna have his task force. It's going to resemble a lot of a comic called Devil's Reign. So Daredevil is probably going to assemble a team of the Defender-like characters to take on Wilson
I hope that
Fisk.
doesn't happen.
I'm pretty sure it will.
Hope it does.
Because that, and the thing that I want to talk about is what characters do you think, besides obviously the Defenders?
I hope. Like, how are they gonna bring Luke Cage and fucking Iron Fist and Jessica Jones next season?
I don't know.
I don't think if they do that, then it starts. Because I don't think they're gonna touch on in the next 3 episodes on the season.
No, it's for
I really like Defenders though.
No, they didn't. No one liked
good.
it.
It was good. It was decent.
The fight
I mean,
scenes were
it was
fine.
okay, but like, what do you think about as a show overall?
I mean,
It was like-
I think they should bring Elektra. But like she got clipped.
I don't
Yeah.
think like if there's a thing of like, okay, there's a mission where Matt needs help and like maybe Elektra, like Prophet said, and Punisher.
But Elektra
Sure,
got clipped.
bringing back the like every I like Iron
I mean,
Fist.
that
I
is
don't think
that
so.
is the way the
So what
story
I
is
want to
going.
see is just Punisher and Daredevil.
You're gonna get that in the
Just
next 3
that.
episodes.
Don't add fucking.
You are gonna get that, mate. The episodes are out.
The prediction is when you predict fucking shit.
True.
Okay, now the last thing that I want to get your live reaction to this. So I'm gonna show you something about the next season of Daredevil. All right.
Okay,
can
you're
I-
gonna have to send me that. Okay. I'll put it on screen.
Oh, yeah.
So this is Daredevil's new costume.
The black
The
suit.
black
I've
suit.
seen it.
Yeah.
I'd seen it. I saw it this morning.
Yeah, I saw it.
Insane.
Looks
And
good.
they finally gave him the double D's.
Give it because
Yeah, because I'm.
double D's.
Do you think they're gonna follow while they're looking at the suit? Do you think they're gonna follow the thing of him going to prison after?
Why
he
did you
kills
change
someone?
it?
I don't think
Well,
so.
keep in mind this is like no practical effects or anything.
Okay.
So it
Yeah,
looks a little.
but yeah, that
I think
suit
it looks great.
looks insane.
Really?
Uh,
I kind of prefer the reds.
No, I prefer the red as well.
yeah,
100%.
but
Why
yeah.
did he change to the black?
Oh, we don't know.
Oh,
We'll change.
Well, he has the black.
'Cause he starts killing
Spider-Man
now.
show as well. The friendly neighborhood
Yeah,
as
so
well.
yeah, I can't wait to see him wear that suit. It looks insane, and he finally got the D's back. So maybe
Can we all
when-
agree that the yellow one is definitely the worst?
by
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
By far.
he hasn't worn it though, has he?
Oh,
Well,
She-Hulk,
She-Hulk.
yeah.
Glad
I
I
don't
did.
think She-Hulk is a real thing.
Glad I didn't see it then.
I don't want to see Daredevil do the walk of shame, bro.
So that was the last thing that I wanted to show you was I wanted to get your reaction.
Do send me that. 'Cause,
Yeah,
so
on the-
don't worry, I'll put it up on screen.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's-
want
it's
you
about-
guys,
it's
uh,
about-
If you haven't been leaked yet, you're gonna get leaked by watching.
So, yeah.
For the
It's just the
reds.
news too, bro.
That story usually comes with a lot of the hand stuff, but also the black suit.
They've done the hand
It's
already.
like
Hand
some-
stuff.
it's like
It's a
they
corporation,
said that like the
like an
ninjas.
organization.
But also someone else wears that suit, so I think they're gonna take a
I
different
mean,
route.
in the comics, there's a point where Bullseye actually takes the Daredevil suit to frame
Yeah.
it for like.
that happens
That
season
happened in
three.
the original show.
Yeah, season 3.
Remember? That he starts whacking
I
people?
watched it a
So yeah,
I can't remember
so
this
I
guy's
think they're
stuff.
gonna do different, and I think they're gonna use the black suit as to a more darker version of
Yeah.
Daredevil, kind of like Invincible blue suit and
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I think would that be wrong
So, yeah,
setup though?
but I think that's a good point to end up the discussion. We've had our review of the show, we had our predictions, and I think it's been a good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily mad at anyone's
Yeah.
score.
No, no.
Should we?
I was mad at a 7.
But
I think
I-
8's still a little low. I think 9 is the only thing I
Like,
might
I'm just
compare
8 because I want to see more. I want to see where
Yeah.
they take it. But I'll gladly.
So, yeah,
I guess.
stay tuned for the future episode where we.
We're not wrapping up yet.
Yeah, we're not wrapping up.
the game.
So yeah, right now
still
we're
stuck
gonna
with the throw
go
ball.
Into GuessLink.
Yeah.
So we don't even need to set it up because it's GuessLink.
GuessLink.
So,
You always get ready to start.
do you want to explain it?
Yeah, okay. So, GuessLink, pretty straightforward. Pedro and I were the losers of last episode's
I was calling
game,
myself a loser, mate, but you do.
the Ace Race trivia. So now we're going to compete on this guessing game to see who can guess the characters that they have. I'm going to go with you today, and Ralph is going with Pedro. See if we can guess in the least amount of questions, or if or max is going to be 15.
I wish everyone a fair game.
I wish everyone for a game. Let's keep our heads about us.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
no objections.
Good luck to you.
So yeah, whoever loses
Oh, much is wrong?
is going to have to do a
Wait,
punishment.
let's have a
next
look
episode.
at
The fit.
the fit though. No, like how tight it is. I could actually generally.
No, okay, no one's gonna talk about how tight it is. Can we? All right.
True.
So
We love them.
who wants to start?
Crazy.
The
So,
suit.
this is a character, right? Well,
We're going with a character. Yeah. Don't keep track of the questions. They can keep track of the number of questions because they write down the answers.
I like to keep track.
Because otherwise everyone's on their phone.
Do we write down the answers?
Okay.
I'm gonna keep track. Just
Okay.
because I like to.
Just don't be holding your phone there. Keep it on the table.
My first question is this character in the superhero genre?
Yes.
So before we start, sorry, is there
We
any
started.
like?
It's a character that's on you now.
Oh, I know.
That's how you know.
Anime.
It wasn't a question.
Is my character from anime?
No.
Is my character in the Marvel universe?
Yes.
Woogie.
Is it Marvel as well?
Yes.
It is. Is it a
Fire.
villain?
Nope.
Is mine a street level character?
No.
Yeah.
Is he a hero then?
Yes.
It
not a villain.
could be
Could be an anti-hero, I
Yeah, that's
guess.
what I meant.
Has my character appeared in a live action movie?
Yes.
By the way, because we're talking about heroes, we can take the actual names or aliases.
Yeah.
You know how it works.
Is my character in the X-Men?
This guy's already shooting 3-pointers, bro.
Is my character's live action appearance in the MCU?
No.
Is he in the Avengers?
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
to be fair, I'll have a beef for the Avengers.
Is my character from the X-Men franchise?
Was
thing, bro.
was they in a live action?
What?
Were they in a live action?
Yes, yes.
He said they damn.
Yeah.
Is this character, is the movie, the live action movie this character's in, before the MCU started?
Yes.
I think so.
I believe so.
Were they in
I'll
the
fact check on that though. But...
Were they in the Ultron film?
Do you what?
Ultron film.
No. No, right, Danny.
Huh?
They weren't in
Ultron film.
the first Avengers.
That's not the first Avengers.
No, that's the
Ultron
second.
is the second one.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. No. I can fact check, but I'm pretty sure they wasn't.
Okay. Oh, you just asked your question, right?
I did just
Okay.
ask my question.
I fact check out. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Is a movie, the live action movie this character appeared in a Fantastic Four movie?
No.
I was wrong. This character does show up apparently.
Oh.
Oh wait, I think I know his character.
Don't be guessing his character when you haven't guessed mine, bro.
Is it that?
Hmm.
Okay, well. Okay. So
Cosmo.
already got his.
Focus on yours.
Okay. So not Fantastic Four, not X-Men. What other movies were? Blade. It's not street level.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you said
No.
no street level. It's not.
Doesn't he fight the Dracula in the movies?
At one point.
No, Blade is street level character.
Okay. Say it.
That's what you consider a street level character, bro.
Does my character have any powers or abilities?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yes.
Does my character have any powers or abilities?
No.
There you go.
Like.
Okay.
No, it's fine. No, it's
Is my character from the original Spider-Man trilogy?
no.
No powers or abilities.
Wait, I know my next
In
question.
the X-Men.
Wait, is it fucking
What?
Oh no, so not in the X-Men, in the Avengers. No powers or abilities, so I'm thinking. Well, the only person in the Avengers that does have powers is Nick Fury, mate. But was he in the Ultron? I don't think so. Hawkeye doesn't have powers, but it wouldn't be Hawkeye. Because he was clearly in Ultron.
No, he was in Ultron.
Which one just said?
That is what he just said, to be fair.
No, but like your character is in Ultron.
He knows.
I know.
Yeah.
Is he a female or male? Oh,
So yes
sorry,
or no?
that's not a question. Is he a female?
Is he a female?
Okay, is my character from the Tasm movies?
No.
Humbercar, mate.
Was that your end-all do-all question, bro?
There's no point in asking if he was in Infinity War or Endgame because everyone was there, mate. Does he wear an eye patch?
No.
Fuck, it's not Nick Fury, mate.
For example, with that question, you singled
Do you
out
know if it's
one
like,
character.
Or I could have got it straight away.
But you.
Wait, what do you
know?
How did he get it so quick, bro?
He doesn't have it yet.
No, mine. He guessed mine so quick.
I don't know. You
I didn't.
Oh.
Well, after what I look at
Maybe try to approach this. My advice for both of you. Try to maybe approach it from a different perspective.
Oh, I know who it is.
Is my character from the Ghost Rider movies?
Yes.
Bombaclar.
Is my character in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No.
Fuck, it's not Elijah Coulson. Shit.
Again,
Okay.
singled out one character.
Wait, there's not a single other
You have one more question.
character that you know besides Ghost
You
Rider.
have one question?
Okay. Okay, so well, let me go through my train of thought. Out of those movies, there's only realistically two characters you can ask me because not even you know with the other characters without search it up, and I don't know.
Maybe answer.
So it's either I don't know them. So it's either Ghost Rider or it's Satan, which Satan appears in the second one. It's just a big villain. Because the original rider, I don't remember his name, the cowboy. Well, it can't be that one. His
he on
friend, his
14?
mother, his dad. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Is my character
12.
the protagonist of the Ghost Rider movies?
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna honest, you have 4 questions.
How many questions?
I don't know. I think you kind of.
your last question.
I've got 12.
Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
1,
9,
2,
10, 11,
3,
12. Yeah,
4,
12.
5, 6,
Well, it doesn't really
7,
matter.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Then how does he have 12 answers?
Yeah, because he definitely didn't write stuff down.
He probably fucked up.
No anime, it is Marvel, no villain, it's a hero, no X-Men, Avengers,
Well, I'm gonna be honest, Pedro. It doesn't matter because that was his last. Like he's gonna shoot afterwards.
Yeah,
so you
so
only have one question.
Yeah, have one more.
Because as soon as they shoot, like they can shoot whenever. But obviously, the more questions you ask, the more sure you are of your answer. But I think you're sure of your answer.
No Black Widow. I don't think you would go with Hawkeye, mate. But also, he would know it was clearly in Ultron. He won't second guess it. Because it's the whole thing where he's saving the kid and then Quicksilver saves him, so it won't be him. Unless he's dumb as fuck, which I don't think he is.
I don't think I. No one else.
Was he in Civil War?
Yes.
That's a good question. If, for example, if you end on questions like, does he have an eye patch?
Yeah.
Then you probably.
Was in Civil War.
Is my character.
I was hoping you'd ask that question.
Ghost
earlier.
Rider. Yes. Johnny Boys.
So, okay, let's think. It's around the same difficulty. So, people with no powers are in Civil War. We've got Bucky Barnes. We've got Black Panther. Does Black Panther have powers?
He has the flower. That's like he has the power.
You're not supposed to.
Well, no, but like
Yeah,
he
you're
does have
not
power.
supposed to give an answer.
Yeah, you're not supposed to even answer.
Well, we've done this before as well.
No,
Whereas
exactly.
I-
We shouldn't.
we're done it.
And I lost last time
Yeah,
because of it.
you shouldn't have.
Bucky Barnes. We've got Falcon. I'm sure there's two people without powers. Now, let me think about... Was Falcon in Ultron? Was Bucky Barnes in Ultron? Shoot Bucky Barnes.
You have a question? Oh no.
I've already
you
asked
said
that.
no, yeah.
Is that an answer? That's correct. It was War Machine.
Bucky Barnes is a super soldier.
Also, both Falcon and War Machine were. I thought you were gonna say Falcon because Bucky Barnes was definitely the only one that wasn't.
That was not
in,
in the
Civil War.
yeah,
Ultron. In Ultron.
Oh, I
And
thought he
he's a
was-
super soldier, so he.
He kind of has.
Oh.
yeah, Falcon.
He has
So-
enhancements, I guess.
So I was the winner of GuessLink.
So he's gonna be doing a
he's
punishment
also-
next
so
episode.
next episode.
Tune in for that.
Stay tuned for his punishment. I've got it ready. Trust me, it's gonna be an interesting one, and it's gonna match the episode as well.
Oh, it's so
Lovely. So yeah. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, thank you for just watching.
Thank you.
That
We're not
really
even gonna
was
ask anything.
Yeah,
Just
just-
thank you, and then tune in next week Friday.
No, we are gonna ask something. Comment down below. Comment down below. True fun. And we'll know you watched the whole episode.
There's not gonna be one comment, bro. There's never one
Not
comment.
a single.
And I'll remember your name and I'll drop it on next episode. I'll be like, "Low Marcus, I appreciate your support, man."
Yeah.
So yeah. So
really
thank
hope
you very
enjoyed.
much. I hope you enjoyed.
I hope you're enjoying the Daredevil show as much as
Yeah,
we are.
true,
as well.
true. And yeah, we'll see you next episode.
Next Friday. Tune in.
Give me your primal scream.
Ah!
Okay.